Hey, what is up? We are live. How are we all doing today? My name is Ken. I will be your DM for this evening in this epic combat session. We have Mr. Ryan on his fantastical hand playing a Madriana today. We have Kian playing Dash. We have Rory playing Eos. We have Busy playing Hatsu. And we have Richard playing Slate. Remind me, please, who is doing the recap for us today?
Me, myself.
Hell yes, sir. Well, we have a packed session today, so please feel free to take it away.
Cool, I'll keep it brief. So, when last we left off, our intrepid adventurers were tasked by Remington Maleficum to go into the world, away from the safety of their school, and retrieve the Wolfsbane potion from an ancient entity known as Wolver, residing in Hartwell. Our adventurers made their way through various towns and caves on their way through the frozen landscape, found Wolver, did what needed to be done, and then decided to keep a promise to the people of Dagtorp on their way back to try and deal with a fire entity. The party made their way through all the way back to Dagtorp, and upon arriving at Dagtorp, may or may not have set some animals loose. I'm blaming Eos for that, which caused chaos in the town. Dash was nowhere to be seen, completely innocent of any accusations, but he did, however, notice that the bank had been robbed, and from the good of his heart decided to help the local people by tracking down said thieves and bandits. So he gathered the party and they tracked the bandits into the forest, where they found some familiar faces, familiar wolven faces, lying in the snow. Certain members of the party inspected one of the tents. Screams were heard, explosions happened, and suddenly there's a fire entity raised threat in front of us.
And that's where we are. And while you face the inferno, there are some points, order of business kind of things to deal with. So first of all, very importantly, our level ups this time was a little bit out of the ordinary, I would say. We didn't do level up through power or experience, we leveled up through potion. I think that warrants a free pass on the rule that we have where you have to have a long rest to level up. So I would say welcome to level 4, guys. You can use your abilities in this session.
Yes! Rory's so happy.
And I was trying to think of something to kind of commemorate this. I was looking at, poems. I was like Robert Frost. He said, some say the world will end in fire and some say in ice. And I thought that was good, but it wasn't, it wasn't enough. And I thought, Ayn Rand, do not let your fire go out, spark the irreplaceable spark. But I was like, that's still not quite right, because that more encourages your enemy than it encourages you. And then I read, the most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire. It's still not quite right. So we'll go with a quote that I love very much and I hold dear to my heart. Gentlemen, take a deep breath and please roll for initiative.
Why do I hear boss music?
Oh, dear.
Oh boy, here we go.
Initiative, oh lord.
Can I just check with that level up? We got full HP and full spell slots, etc.
You have what you have.
For clarification.
You have what
fair.
you have.
Yeah, fair.
Because there was still no rest taken, so I can't give you that part of it, but yeah.
No, I'm all good.
Ignore the fact that there are 2 draft horses here.
Hatsu's gonna use, while he's rolling initiative, he is using Uncanny Metabolism, and
likewise, if possible, I would like to, with my alert feature, swap initiative with Eos, if Eos is willing.
Okay, so you're using your feature alert to swap initiative with 1 player on the board.
Yeah, they have to be willing. So, Eos, you good with that?
What? You're very far away.
I would actually move her to the back of the board and move you up, so if she's willing to do that, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it away, Mr. Dash.
Awesome.
I will swap the both of you. Alright, Biz, do you want to tell me a little bit about what you were doing?
exactly. So once per long rest, Hatsu has the ability, whenever there is an initiative rolled, He can use his martial arts die to regain hit points depending on a roll. And he regains all his focus points.
Sure. I will certainly allow that.
And I don't roll the points because I'm already max HP, so
Cool.
there's no point.
Yeah. So, initiative has been rolled. Combat may begin. With that, Slate, you're up first.
So, for my talk action, I'm
Just gonna
going
scream
to
for 6 seconds straight.
yeah.
Sorry.
I'm gonna call to Hatsu and just say, the collar, get the collar, put it on him. And then I'd like to use my free interact with objects action to take the book from my bag.
Sure. Yeah.
And then with my main action, I want to use it to touch the creature.
Okay.
So what I'm looking to do with that is, previously anyone that's made contact with the book has had to make con saves, have a conversation with the book.
They sure have.
Yeah.
So, something, first of all, you're going to hear in your head is a deep, dark voice screaming as the book begins to ignite. As you press the book further against him, it begins to sizzle. The hard cover begins to burn. And... there's a moment of almost like the eyes go back in its head of this creature, and then they come back. Oh, you are a new friend. As he does, the book itself, it's like the tendrils that would connect to your minds try to reach out to this creature, but it is not intercepting. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
No. That's it for now.
Majorana, you're up.
Okay, hearing what Slate had just said to Hatsu, I understand that I need to get in a more advantageous position. The tent's burnt up. Yeah, I almost said it a bit too posh. The tent's been burnt up, right? So it's just the creature there.
Right.
So if I go around behind it, like I'm not like got a tent in front of me.
No, you can go through the tent, yeah.
Okay. So while I'm doing that, for my bonus action, I need you to give me a charisma check against my insight, please.
Charisma saving charisma check, sorry. Is it charisma check or saving throw?
It's contested by the targets. It just says charisma check. Yeah. Charisma / deception check. Yeah.
You are higher than it is.
Okay, awesome.
It got a 10.
I'm going to scoot around it. So I'm behind it. And I'm going to stab it in the back. Hopefully.
Let's give it a try. You have to target it first, just reminder.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Apologies. Is that targeted?
Been a minute since we've done this, so I'll try and remind you guys as we're going.
Discard previous. Okay, I didn't realize you could do that now. That's cool. Thank you very much, Foundry. That is a 17 to hit.
Hits.
For a...
There are allies within range, by the way.
5 and 2d6. So that's a total of 16 points of damage.
So the main thing that you note here is that as you pierce it, it doesn't feel like you've pierced. In this campaign, you've pierced people before. You know how it feels, flesh being pierced by a blade. This is not that. Whether or not it's hurting it is hard to tell, but it's definitely not the full effect of what you would imagine.
So it's kind of like how we had the feeling with the ooze thing. It's like we know we're hitting it, but it's just not feeling like a connectful tissue.
Yeah, the other thing that happens is you are piercing. It's sort of, it has this, I almost want to call it a caprice, like this armor kind of around it that's built onto it. As you pierce through it, you can feel the searing heat against your skin. So there is a note of like, okay, I'm definitely piercing the flesh of this thing.
Yeah.
Or the hide of this thing or whatever, but it is, it's not exactly what you would expect.
Okay. I just had to give myself a spell slot back there because I didn't do the long rest thing.
Okay.
And that's it for me then. Yeah.
No worries. Hatsu.
Alright, Hatsu is going to use a bonus action, and he is using he's using Step of Wind. Consumes 1 key point. He doesn't let me do it for whatever reason.
Sure. We'll just mark it off manually. It's okay.
Yeah, I can't post it in chat for whatever reason.
And you're using it to disengage or dash? What are you doing?
Disengage.
Okay.
And he wants to basically stealth away.
You cannot roll for stealth when you're standing in front of this creature, but you can run away.
Yeah, I disengage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 20 feet of my movement. And with his active, with his main action, he pulls into the back. And he's going to get out the collar.
Sure.
If I can find it.
Just quickly.
Yep.
Did you say you disengaged?
He disengaged as a bonus action because of Step of the Wind.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
It's really good. Let's see if I can get into chat there, because I'd like to pull it up. There you go.
Where are you?
I'll give you time to look for it. So what else would you like to do?
Yeah, basically, what he's doing, he grabs into the back. He gets the collar.
Yep.
And he's tossing it over to Amadriana.
Sure, no worries.
And he shouts, "You got this." And then he uses the rest of his movement to move over. This is 10, this is 20 more over here.
Just checking something quickly on a major on it. Yeah, your passive dex would be enough to just catch that if he throws it to you. That's fine.
I'm going to search it in the back and then I'm going to send it to you, right?
Yeah, no worries.
Cool, yep.
Dash, you're up.
All right. So he doesn't have line of sight on me here. I presume that's a tent between us. Is that right?
Yeah, whether or not he has line of sight on you is not clear by the tent, but yes, there's a tent in front of you. That's right.
Cool. All right, that's just checking the environment, basically. Cool. So I'm going to take my movement.
Keeping in mind he's quite large at the moment. He's not the same size as you, so he's quite tall in that sense. He can see over 10, yeah.
So that's accidentally measuring a circle. So I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet to here.
Sure.
And I am going to take a shot at him with my short bow. Which is going to be... It's going to be 19 to hit.
Hits, yeah.
Cool. I roll damage. it's going to be 4 points of damage, and he's got Amy within
4 points of damage?
5 feet. So I will.
Am I miscalculating that? Shouldn't that be 8 from you?
Huh?
4 plus 4, 8.
Oh,
I think
sorry,
he
yeah,
just
so
he
4 in the
mainly
dice.
rolled a
Yeah,
4.
Oh, sorry.
I rolled a 4, yeah, so
Gotcha.
8 damage. Plus sneak attack
Yeah, you have allies in range, that's fine.
is an extra 5 points of damage.
Nice. Nice.
And then
Also, good
I'm
work
going
targeting
to-
for the sneak to apply, that's awesome.
Thank you. And I am going to then take the rest of my movement, go 25, 30, 35, 4, just to go around the other side of the
Use the cart, yeah.
cart there and just try to hide a bit.
No worries. Next up, it's his turn. Oh yeah. Alright, so we have a lot going on. Mr. Hatsu ran past, Amazian is behind. She successfully attacked. We have Dash who successfully attacked. Slate yelled a lot. Alright. Oh, no. I think he's gonna go for Adriana. She's right there. Alright, so he's gonna do 2 attacks. The first one is a 19 to hit. Oh my god.
On me,
Yeah,
hits.
perfect. Oh, sorry, I rolled attack again. I meant to roll damage. Sorry. Normal. So you take 8 points of damage. Oh my god, that's incredibly high. The second attack is 21 to hit.
Yep.
So you watch as this thing leans around and just absolutely swipes into Amaziana twice. First attack was 8, second one was 7. It rolled really high for you, Amaziana. It just looks at you with this almost clown-like grin spreading across its face, getting wider and wider. It's able to contort its face into quite extremes. As a reminder of what it looks like, just for the stream and everything as well. Oh,
Like the mask, but fire.
the fire mask, the sequel we all didn't ask for.
I think it looks more like Junkrat.
Oh, Junkrat, I remember him. Eos, you are up.
So Eos is gonna simply go up to about here, which is 20 feet movement. And in having seen what he just did to Madriana, she's going to psychically whip
sorry.
his ass with a mind whip.
Hell yeah. Just make sure you target him first.
He is targeted.
Perfect.
He's going to do intelligence saving throw, please. If he fails, he gets 3d6 of psychic damage.
Got a 15. I don't know what your
Yeah.
DC is.
That's he got to save. He did it. All right. That's fine. That's all I can do for my turn.
No worries. So you stand there and you try and throw forward this
Yep.
connection, but he's so
Focus.
fascinated by the Madriana. I'll actually turn towards her. We're back at the initial beginning of the turn order, bringing us to Slate. It's facing away from you and very violently cutting into Madriana.
So I'm gonna basically go past this to the far side of Madriana, and I am going to cast guidance on Madriana, I think. I'm having an issue. The pop-up box isn't displaying, so I can't click it to expend it.
What's you're trying to put guidance on a Madriana, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. A Madriana for now, just note that you have guidance and you can add it to a roll in the future, okay? I'm not sure why that box
Yep.
isn't very...
Yeah, I got it to work in the end.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. It should be there and it should apply. It has a little error message, but it's just because our animations are different. In
Yeah,
the new Foundry.
and I'm going to, for now, put the book away. So just free action, just put it away. That's it.
Sure, no worries. As you're putting it away, you can almost hear and feel the burn from the book itself. It's actually warped and sizzled on the actual book. One side of it is completely like rigid, burned, and everything like that. And there's a strong smell, but the smell doesn't smell like a burning book or burning pages. It smells like burning flesh.
For my talk action, I'm just gonna, tell him, Adriana, we got this. We can do this.
Nice. Adriana, you are up.
Okay. You can tell me how much of this is going to work and how much of it isn't, but we're going for it anyway. Stood in front of this creature as it's just taken 2 swipes. She throws her sword straight up, like so that it goes up to above him, so that he lifts his head up instinctually to see what's happening, leaving the neck a bit exposed.
Okay.
She spins around, puts her foot up onto Slate's chest, and basically leaps backwards
Slate's
with the collar.
Just like unconscious.
Yeah, he can take it. He's a strong enough man. Jump backwards, and basically, as I jump backwards and like basically somersault over, wrap the collar around the neck of this thing, and so that I flip over towards his back and lock it in.
No worries. Okay. There's a lot going on here. This is potentially a grapple check, first of all, to see if you can even grapple this creature to hold on to it. Then from there, I suppose we have to see if you can actually get the collar onto this thing. So, all right. The cool move I'll give you for free. The grapple check, I'm going to give you... I want a Constitution saving throw to see if you have a straight roll or disadvantage based on the heat of this creature, if you can tolerate the heat of it. So I'll get a con saving throw from you first.
Sounds good. Not terrible. So 13.
13. Okay. I'll give you a straight roll. So you can make a straight roll to see if you can
what am I rolling for this?
So either strength acrobatics or athletics is fine.
Okay, straight roll. Let's try it. And I've got guidance if I need it as well, right?
Yeah, you've got guidance if you need it, yeah.
I'm going to use my inspiration to re-roll that I have still left over.
No worries.
That's fucking worse somehow. So you still take the better though, right? So 10.
10. I still take the better. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the guidance? D4.
I think it's D4 at his level. Yeah.
D4. Yeah.
So 10.
Bring you to 11.
Sake.
Okay. So you go at him, but what happens is a little bit strange. You get the collar around the neck and you're super excited about it, but you almost feel like you phase through it and fall down towards behind the creature. You still have the collar in your hand. It didn't quite link or attach. There's something ethereal about this that you need to work around, but due to the roll, I don't know. You can...
No, that's fine. That's fine. The rolls are the rolls. That's what it's designed to be.
Yeah.
But to finish up her action,
I will add to this to make it just a little bit clearer for Adriana. It feels like this can be done. It just feels like this particular moment wasn't successful.
Yeah, we got to get him a bit weaker or something, kind of thing.
Possibly,
that's how she's thinking it anyway. So to finish off her action, she literally puts her hand back up, and the sword drops into her hand.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll allow that. Yeah. I'm really grateful too, because if that had worked with like a nat 20 or something, it was just like all this build up to the combat and you guys finish it in round 2 start. That would have been crazy. Hatsu, you're up, pal.
Oh, that one is difficult now. He is going to use his action to cast True Strike. And then he's going to sneak out of line of sight.
So True Strike.
Gain a brief insight into the target's defenses. Next turn, advantage on first attack roll against target if spell is active.
Cool. All right. Yeah, no worries. And it's concentration. Yeah, cool. Excellent.
And I'm kind of trying he's trying to blend in with the surroundings and shit to get like the super jump on him.
Unless you have a feature that gives you hide as a bonus action, it would be an action, and I believe is True Strike an action or a bonus action?
It is an action.
Yeah, so I don't think you can necessarily hide in this sense. Unless you have a feature that allows it to be done as a bonus action. I'm not 100% sure if you do at that level.
No.
I think you will at some point. Oh, is that rogue actually? Anyway.
That's rogue, yeah.
That's Hatu. Dash, you're up.
Alright, cool. I'm just going to move 5, 10, 15 feet to pop out here again. I think he's still targeted. And I'm just going to run it back, take a shot at him again.
Cool.
Is 17 to hit?
Yes.
It's roll damage. That's rolling a 1 for 5 points of damage. He's still within 5 feet of an ally, so I'll roll
You can have your sneak
a
attack.
sneak
as well,
attack
yeah.
again. So that is another 5 points of damage. And then I'm going to continue moving. 5, 10, 15, another 20 feet. So I'm positioned here behind the tent, a bit closer to Adriana.
No worries. It is his turn. Let me see. Madriana, you're going to have an attack of opportunity as he flies 30 foot up into the air.
Don't like that.
What do you mean?
I'm doing the attack, sorry. Just had to retarget. Same again. 18.
18 hits, yeah.
Oof. That's terrible, though. 4 points.
No worries. 4 points is still 4 points. It adds up. He's going to fly 30 foot up, and he's going to... He ignites, and his hands begin to glow. He is going to choose... I'm going to... Yeah, so first of all, it's dash.
Rude.
Because he can. So Dash, you just feel this claw-like feeling in your back. You have no idea how it hit you or why. He's standing there glowing. His hands are like flames are shooting out of them. His nails are made of pure fire itself. You have no idea how he did it, but the slash appears on your back and you take 4 points of damage. The other one he's going to choose...
Fucking ow.
I'm going to go with Slate.
You're saying ow with 4 points and I just tanked 15? Get the fuck out of here.
Let's see, sorry. 1 sec.
I like to imagine you're actually saying that in the middle of battle.
Yeah,
Oh, she absolutely would say that to you. 100% should say that to you.
and the second one is Slate. So, Slate, same thing. You just suddenly feel this sharp pain on your back as you take 5 points of fire damage as well. As that happens, and as you're looking on at this, you can see that the physical body is altering its shape and demeanor as this battle goes on. In particular, as I said, where you guys are doing damage to it, its armor is beginning to crack, but heat is emanating from these points as well. Eos, you're up.
All right. Gonna apologize to the gang. I made a mistake with the mind whip on a save fail. Apparently, I rolled half damage. I did not
Everyone's just like, oh, got the collar on her, stab her. And then Eos is way in the back like, sorry.
Legit. Expand the chat description, guys.
Have you seen this badger over here? It's really nice.
That's it. Slate, actually, you also have to make a Constitution saving throw because you're concentrating on a spell. It says. I don't know what you're concentrating on, though.
It's the guidance.
Oh, God.
So, we're going to go at it again.
Yep.
This time we're going to do a different thing. We're going to do a Sorcerer's Burst.
Hell yeah, Rory. Come on, Val. Got this. I meant to say
I
pal,
get
but my nose is locked.
Let's go, Bal.
Let's go, Val.
Here we go. We're going to do cold damage. Let's roll.
I'm so
8
glad that worked because I
points.
just fixed that today.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. You do 8 points of cold damage, 2 and 3, so
Yeah.
Sorcerer's Burst. Oh, top end roll. There's not need to make a
Says
saving
there
throw.
if you roll an 8 on a D8, you roll
You roll
another D8 to add.
Yeah.
Oh,
You need to make a ranged attack first. I don't know why that didn't happen. But you do need to roll a
targeting.
ranged attack. So just roll d20 and add your spellcasting modifier for it.
Correctamundo.
Just to make sure that hits. But I'll let you keep the 8 because it's something went wrong on the macro side, so I'm not sure.
That's grand. So,
So it's
D20.
5 it says there for attack.
You're a beautiful human being. Let's go. D20
Oh,
plus 5
8.
equals 8.
if you have inspiration, this would be a really good time to use it.
I don't.
This is a really bad time to not have inspiration. Unfortunately, that doesn't hit. I'm so sorry, pal. I'll take a look at that in the interim now between this and the next round to see if I can get that to roll for you. It should be rolling attack, so I'm not sure why it doesn't. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Oh, you just puts out her hands like this, and a little gust of frost falls out, and she's like, "Oh,
I'll say that you actually line up the shot and you do it, but like it just misses barely. But what's happening is that maybe the heat, the way it's waving and stuff, is kind of a little bit difficult for you to focus upon, especially at a distance. So it's not Eos's fault. Could happen to anyone. It's just, you know, the way the dice rolls. Slate, my friend.
luck."
Good luck. Good luck. Sorry. I love that so much, man. I love it because it's me in combat. If I'm really in combat, that's me. Slate, you're up, pal.
I am gonna do the same again. I'm gonna run across to Amadriana.
Sounds
I'm
good.
gonna do guidance again. Just give me a sec to cast it. There we go. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to also add inspiration.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Okay. Let's do it. All right. So you're casting guidance on Amadriana and adding bardic inspiration. To clarify,
Yeah.
not just like you didn't just give her DM inspiration out of the goodness of your heart.
No.
You're going to add bardic
inspiration.
inspiration, and you're going to prime her.
It's a D6 for 10 minutes, and guidance is a D4.
Hell yeah. Nice.
And for flavor, when I run across, I'm going to go down on one knee and put my hand like this.
Yes. Go team.
Okay.
Let's fucking
You're gonna
do
boost
it.
her. Hell yeah. Help action. Got
Yeah.
it. It's not a literal help action, but it will help you because he already uses action. But it will help you in some way. Yeah.
It's cool as shit is what it is.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. Before we move to Amadriana's turn.
And for my talk action, I'm going to shout at Amadriana, "Nobody beats you in combat but me!"
While you're doing that, as you're running around and screaming this and clearly doing things, it's going to use a legendary action, the first of its legendary actions upon you, and it's called Infernal Gaze. Infernal Gaze, it's going to lock eyes with you as you're looking at it and you're running. You need to make a DC... I won't say the DC. Oh, I nearly got fooled. You need to make a wisdom saving throw. It is automated. Yeah, I do that every time, man. It doesn't really matter. It's a low DC. Wisdom saving throw or become frightened, basically.
Legendary action. We're level 4. The fuck you doing?
I never said this was an easy campaign, pal. I didn't tell you guys to go hunting race threats. And I believe in your first campaign at level 4, I put you against the Beholder. So, I mean, still, I'm living up to the name.
Do you hear this, chat? Do you hear this?
You got
That's
a 10. Okay.
10.
So you are frightened of this. At the end of each of your turns, you may make an option to roll again, the wisdom saving throw to try and beat it. For now, you can't get any closer to it. You can just get further from it, and you're absolutely terrified. So whatever way you choose to hash that out. All right. Just
I'm going to say, as the fear takes effect, the on one knee like this becomes in a fetal position, which still works in the same way.
Okay. You're just screaming while you do it. And Adriana, you're up.
Bad idea, bad idea, bad idea.
So yeah, she looks at Slate, puts the foot up on the back as he's crying out in pain or just fear or whatever it might be that he's going through right now. Looks up at this creature and says, "You think you can hide in the sky from me? Jump!" And as I jump and lift up, the fucking wings straight out, straight up.
The best cinematics.
And I just wrap the fucking thing around his neck, this time like trying to really double it into actual something.
Okay, so first, same thing again. I'm going to get you to make the con saving throw to see how you handle the heat.
Okay. I don't mind a little bit of burn. I've already had some. That's a 9.
A 9. Okay, so you have disadvantage on your ability check. Do you have guidance? You can use a list if you prefer.
I'm going to use the guidance for this. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
So that's 13.
There you're good.
Okay. And then I'm going to try and wrap this around his neck. So let's do this. Abilities, no. Situational bonus. I'll roll the guidance or the D6 afterwards if I need to.
No worries.
Come on. Oh, that's not bad. That's an 18. And to make fucking sure, I'm going to roll that D6 Bardic. So that would be a total of a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You click the collar around its neck and you see it on. Nothing's happening. The collar's on it though. It is there, but it has not been activated.
I just look for where I knew Hatsu had gone before and just say like, is there a way to activate this bloody collar? It's on, but I just don't know how to start it. And I'm holding on to the collar and this creature.
While you're holding on to both, because you are technically in grapple, it's fine. While you're holding on to both, it's screeching and trying to get this collar off.
Okay.
Hatsu, you're up.
Jesus Christ.
They never told me how to activate
He didn't say anything. All right. He is using...
Hulk is just somewhere in the back. I see this as an absolute success, as an absolute win.
Yeah, the question is... okay, he doesn't do that. He's going behind the tent.
Okay.
And he is getting in his backpack. And he gets out the telestone.
Okay. Okay.
Are you making a phone call mid-fight?
Let's go make a quick phone call.
It's a business call. It's a business call.
And he goes like, Remington,
You do
we in
FaceTime.
trouble.
Look at this.
Sorry, Busy. Go ahead.
Remington, we in trouble. We encountered the burning thing again by accident. We did put the collar on him that the other teacher gave us. I forgot the name. I'm an hectic. We need the teacher and we need to know how this collar works. We can't hold this for much longer.
Cool. Noted. How quickly would Remington reply? You have reached the voicemail of...
The person you've called is temporarily not available.
You get an immediate response Remington is like, yes. Click, and then push the button. Click the collar, push the latch, press the button. Yeah. I was going to give you guys a sarcastic response as well, but I won't. No,
There's
that's
just
not
this
it.
giant button on the side of it that says push the...
Push me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the whole mechanic is that you close it, you latch it, you push the button. Perfect. Are you ending your turn there, Hatsu? Yeah? That was your talk action already, so yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fucker, I can't do the legendary action because you are grappling me. Dash, you're up.
Okay, so I'm looking around. I'm seeing Amy do this. I'm like, this is a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. But I'm charging towards Slate.
Oh,
That's a bad idea.
I'm like, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
Yes, it's just the back. That's a bad idea.
So I charge towards Slate, and I'm doing the exact same, launching off Slate and trying to catch the other side of this collar. That made
He's 30 foot up in the air, so like he's not he's not close. Can you can use your dex.
I can use my dex to leap.
Can you put that in chat for me? What is that ability?
Yeah.
I don't feel like you have a vertical leap of like 50 foot, but let's 30 foot. I mean, but let's see.
Hang on, I was literally looking at this earlier when we were talking. I could use dex instead of strength. It was a part of.
Is it part of the jumping rules?
It's part of the jumping rules, and it's second story work. Yeah, it's second story work. So I can determine your jump distance using dex rather than strength. So that's the wording that I use.
Alright, have a look. Okay, second story work. Let's just have a quick look, because I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be like adding the modifier or something like that. I could be wrong though. Second story work. Did you get an upgrade of that, like level 4 or something? Is it?
That was level 3. I got second story.
Level 3. Part of your subclass, or yes, sorry. You can determine your jump distance using your dexterity rather than your strength. Okay, it literally is just okay.
I think it's just a dex roll, isn't it?
Yeah, so you do. It's plus your strength, your dex modifier instead of your strength modifier. So for you, because your dex modifier is higher, it's like you add that modifier, not the whole number, but that modifier. You add that to your. I think it's 10 plus that for high jump. You're doing a running jump, right? You said?
I'm doing a running jump off of Slate, so I'd probably get, what, maybe 5 feet from, or 2 feet from Slate?
Don't know if
from
you're
fetal
gonna
position.
30 with this, but let's have a quick look. I'm just checking the new rules as well. That's why it's taking a sec. That is a spell.
I mean, Q dash missing completely and just landing belly flopping into the snow.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I know.
As long as he doesn't try to grab my fucking leg or something.
How far would your leg be then? Your leg would be 25 feet, right? So.
That's what I mean, like, yeah.
Well, it's kind of, I'm assuming the creature's, I don't know if his feet are 30 feet off the ground or what, but just whatever part I can grab of him is what I'm trying to do.
Jumping. I actually have it built into my own macro. There we go. Let's pop that into the chat. High jump. When you make a high jump, you leap in the air a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier. So dex for you. If you're moving at least 10 feet when you go for a high jump. So it's not super, like it's still a fucking good jump. Like it's a good few feet. Definitely. You're jumping over your own head basically, but it won't be enough to reach the 30 mark.
Okay.
The 25 mark if we get ballsy with it.
Cool, so not quite enough to do that. Right. In that case, as I'm attempting it and realizing that I'm not going to make it, I'm just going to try twist midair and just fire an arrow straight into him.
Okay, I'll let you do that. I think it's just so funny of his like the Homer Simpson thing. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm king of the world. And then everyone just looks at you, and you're only like a foot off the ground. No, you're yeah. Like I don't want to say it because I'll give away your modifiers, but you're a good few feet off the ground.
Yeah, cool. I can dunk, but I can't catch him.
You're higher off the ground than anyone in this party is in height. There you go.
Cool. So, just thinking, he's probably high enough in the air so that I won't actually get disadvantage on the shot.
You'd have you. Oh yeah.
If
Sorry,
I was within 5 feet, it would be disadvantage. So it'd be just
No, you don't have a
over the shot.
disadvantage. You have the normal shot. You also have a sneak attack because Major is holding on to this thing.
Yeah. So, aim for the butt, I guess. It's a 15 to hit.
Just misses.
Just misses. Damn it.
It's cool. It would have been really cool though.
It would have been really cool. So just lying there, just go, oh. I knew it was a bad idea. And use what's left of my movement to stand back up.
You know why you didn't get it? Because you didn't say like a cool one-liner like the Schwarzenegger 90s movies. So like I would really reflect upon this and next round try it again.
Yeah, sounds good. I think that is it. Am I... Wait, where am I? I lost myself on the map. Am I...
You're probably
As you were
under.
falling, you could have said, "It's my turn to bow out."
You're standing under Slate. There you go.
Ah, there you go. So I suppose I'd be
It's hard to bow it.
I'd be in the adjacent one to him, I guess.
Cool. No worries. Alrighty. It is
We're the
his
shot.
turn. The Major, he's immediately going to try and move you off. It's a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Is it on his turn and my turn? Okay.
Because you're making the check, basically. I just want to see how you're doing while you're trying to make the check.
Gotcha. Yes, so 16,
You're
17,
fine.
17.
Yeah, it's a straight roll for you versus him.
So, what, acrobatics again?
Whichever you prefer, acrobatics or athletics. I will say he got a 21 though.
Oh, I did not.
You did not. You got a 12. He pushes you back, but you, like, when it comes to, like, the heat and everything, you're completely fine with it. Your armor, your leather armor is protecting you from all of this. It's built for the elements. That's what it's for, so this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But you can feel that in his anger, he's getting warmer. But his frustration isn't directed at you, as he looks down at Dash, who just tried to take a shot at him.
Okay. So he's pushed me off of him, but he's still got the collar on, right?
He's
'Cause
still
I
got the
latched it.
collar on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The collar's
Okay.
attached to him. It hasn't been
Yeah.
latched or
Yeah.
button pushed, but it's on him. But yeah, you need that from Hatsu. He is going to... So... He... Oh yeah, okay. Just gonna regroup. He's gonna move over here. Yep.
Did he go directly past me by any chance?
He went past you. Sorry, yes, you have an attack of opportunity. The others do not because he was above them. He's still 30 foot in the air while you do that.
Oh, it's because he's 35 foot away from me now. I can't do it.
Oh, sorry, I'll move him closer to you for the purposes of the shot. Sorry.
All right. He has to be within 5 feet. Sorry,
5 feet.
otherwise it won't let me do it.
There you go. Oh, okay. Actually, it's because you're not at 30 feet. That's why. There you go.
Nope, doesn't touch.
Doesn't touch. Okay, I'll move him back down.
So close to rolling over to a nat 20.
That's always the way.
I was gonna say it sounds like my life.
You watch as in rage he yells out and he begins to glow hotter. You get a feeling that if he hits you guys again, it's going to hurt a lot more. Eos, you are up, my friend. This is your moment. This is your time to shine.
is.
Get in there.
She will. That's the first thing she's going to do is actually run so she can actually see him.
That's perfect.
She's like, And she's getting really pissed off. So she's going to throw a chaos bolt at this guy.
Oh, yeah. What's the range, chaos bolt?
120 fits.
And fire away.
Roll to attack.
That's more like it, buddy.
This is
23
where
hits.
she is. Damage rolls automatically. Ooh, we're going to do cold damage because reasons. That's a macro. 11.
11. There you go. 11 damage is good. Hits. Give me 1 second, actually, as you do that. So as Eos hits, you see that the glow begins to really increase as part of the armor shatters off from underneath it. The creature itself is glowing hotter, and looks as if it has been damaged significantly in some way.
And she shouts, "Ha!" And that's it.
I'm not sorry this time, motherfucker. Slate, you're up.
So, for my main action, I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Voice.
Just as a reminder, does he need to do a save first? For the frightened?
Oh, yeah. So, no, at the end of his turn, he rolls for the frightened, and he can still attack if he wants to. He just can't move closer to it as far as I know. Let me just double check.
Okay. I wasn't sure, I was just checking that was all.
Frightened.
Just trying to keep us all honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Ability checks and attacks are affected. You have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls with the source of the fear is in line of sight, and you can't willingly move closer to it. So you have disadvantage on the attack, and you can't move closer. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sacred Flame, it's in the chat there, so it's a dex save. Or 1d8.
If you... Does it say damage on your screen?
Mm-hmm.
If you do the damage, it'll make me do the dex save.
Perfect.
Oof. Nice.
That's a sick animation.
I'm really happy the animations are actually working. I believe it failed. Yeah, it failed the dex save with an 8, so it took the damage hit.
Great. And then for my bonus action, I'm going to target a Madriana and Bardic Inspiration again.
Perfect. All right, Madriana, you have Bardic.
Yeah, it's not letting me roll it into chat, but
Just make sure you're targeting
6.
Madriana. At the end of your turn...
I believe I am, yeah.
I feel like a charity case. I need it though.
Before you continue, at the end of your turn, this creature uses one of its legendary actions.
Do I roll for the fear check as well?
You can, yeah. And it uses Smoldering Step to move further and closer to Eos. You just let me know when your roll is done.
Is it Wisdom I'm rolling, or
Wisdom
what am I
saving
rolling?
throw. Yeah, sorry,
Right,
Wisdom
fair.
saving throw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that dice went crazy. 7 does not succeed, unfortunately. Madriana, you are up as this thing is beelining for Eos.
Okay, moving my 30 feet. Then as a cunning action, dashing and
Hell yes.
getting right up next to him. I know I've got the collar round. Can I see that I need to latch it on? I know I might not see the button and stuff yet, but obviously I know it needs to be latched, right?
I'll
So can
let
I
you do
that?
this without an action, but you need to make an investigation check for me. That'll be the best way to determine this. But it's not an action. You're already just doing it as you're flying in. That's okay. With a 7.
I'll tell you what, hang on. I'm going to use that Bardic.
Sure.
But that takes us to a 12.
Okay. I was about to say the Bardic wouldn't help, but Bardic is a D4 for him, though, I think.
That's D6.
Am I
D6, it's guidance, that's D4.
Sorry, the guidance is D4. Sorry.
D4.
Yeah, so
D6.
5. Yeah, okay. I'll say you see the latch, yeah.
Okay, then for my action, I latch.
Okay. Yeah, you slap in the latch and you try to click it on. You're both flying at the same speed towards Eos. This thing is beelining for her. It doesn't seem to care about you holding onto the latch or whatever, but when you click that latch in, it's full gunning for her.
Okay. I can't really do anything else because I've used every part of my ability.
Yeah. Hatsu, you're up.
He just shouts, Rem says you have to push the button. Push the button.
Oh, that's true. Actually, she wouldn't have known about the latch, but I would say she would know she was looking for something, and it clearly didn't work. So I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's more what I meant. Was like that's what I said. Was I don't know there's a latch there, or whatever. But like, is there something I can see to put on it?
I would have altered the DC a little bit, but it's okay. It's I wasn't really thinking about it. It's my fault. Yeah, for sure. That's so. Yeah, Hatsu, you call it out then that Remington said to do the latch and the button.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. Want to do anything else, buddy?
And yes, he's gonna, as he moves, he puts the Telestone back into the backpack, swings it back on, and basically gets the bow ready, primed with a smoke bomb attached.
Cool. Sounds good. Dash, you're up.
Sorry, 1 second. Cat. Bloody druids. Yeah, so I'm going to start making my way towards it, I guess, again. And what I've heard Hatsu say, push the button.
Sure. He's yelling it, so you're not that far from him.
Go, I'll just try to get a better line of sight then. Won't be able to get close enough to do anything really. So I'll just take a shot at him again, and as I'm doing that, I kind of just shout to Adriana, "What the fuck are we doing with the button?"
Do you want to learn how to fly and fucking come up here?
Yes, that would be awesome. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
It's
is 6 points of damage. Is Adriana within 5 feet?
oh yeah, she is. She's holding onto the collar.
Perfect. Then I'll roll sneak attack again, and that is another 4 points of damage.
Oh yeah, nice.
And I think I have a little bit of movement left, so I'm just going to. I think that'll take me to there, and I'll end my turn there.
Perfect. As a legendary action, it's going to turn to Madriana and simply try to frighten her. You'll need to make a wisdom saving throw for me there, Rhino.
That is a 15.
You definitely are not afraid of this guy. It is its turn. It's still beelining towards Eos, so Rhino, you have attack of opportunity?
Absolutely.
Oh, sorry, I'll move next to you again. Sorry, before we do the attack, I forgot. Yeah.
No worries. I'm actually going to delete that because I pressed dagger, not rapier.
No worries.
That is a 16 hit.
It's as far as I know. Yeah.
And that's for a nice 9 points of damage.
Hell yeah. Just hits, yeah. Perfect.
You only get sneak on your turn, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
This is part of the feature when you... Well, actually, I'm not sure. I believe so. Let me have a quick read.
It's once per turn, actually, is it?
It's once per turn, but yeah, that's the thing is I didn't attack him on my last turn, so I don't know if that is considered this turn or next turn, or... So if it's too much of a pain in the hole, just ignore it.
If it's
It's once per turn, not once per round, then yeah, also you can have sneak to that, sure. Oh, well, you didn't have advantage or anything to proc it, though.
Yeah,
and there was no ally near it, so...
I do.
Do you?
That's why I asked you to do a check at the beginning.
Which?
I have my feature, which I can put it in if you want.
I have to remind myself. Hang on 1 second.
Insightful fighting. which is why I asked you to do a charisma check, which I beat you on.
Oh, that's
which means
right.
I don't
You
need
do.
anyone
On your next
to me.
attack. You have the advantage. That's right. Yeah. Then, sir, you do. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So just make
It's
sure
not on the
targeting.
next one. It's just on any attack for the next minute.
For next minute. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So I get my sneak attack. Awesome.
Perfect.
So that's an extra 9. So it's 18 points of damage I just did.
Hell yeah.
Nice. I love sneak attack so much.
Oh, especially when you don't need anyone next to you.
Yeah.
First thing it wants to do is to target Eos. Does a 21 hit?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Silvery barbs.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh no, I can't. I just used my reaction. I'm sorry.
You're good, man.
I
You did for
can't.
attack opportunity. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I was going to say that I have silvery barbs ready for just such an occasion.
Okay.
So I will cast silvery barbs.
Are you in range?
This I was just about to check. I think I might be just outside.
What is
To
the
get
range
measuring
for
tool.
silver barbs?
60 feet.
You're within 60.
There,
You're on
thereabouts.
60. You're literally on 60.
Lovely. I knew it was close because I was using the measuring tool a minute ago. Now, so
So just cast silvery barbs for me. What? It just makes me re-roll the attack, right?
yes, and then thereafter I pick somebody to give advantage to, which is a Madriana again
Perfect.
for
No
the
worries.
next turn.
As a point of knowledge,
Reroll the attack.
this is what I meant by a Madriana learns by her fights. She understood what Slate did to her now,
Yeah.
and has taken that on as a thing she can use.
It rolled
So this
unbelievably
is-
high again and got a 22 to hit, so it's higher than the one before.
Sheesh.
But yeah, no, a Madriana learning is definitely a good thing. You
It's
take
more an
7 points
homage
of
to
fire.
him.
Yeah. 7 points
Oh,
of fire damage.
It did
Yeah.
automatically. That's fine.
It'll do it automatically, yeah. And for a second of the multi is 11. Doesn't hit, right?
Doesn't hit.
Hell yeah. So it hits you once and you move back. Your eyes glow purple. You stand with a hue across your face, and as it does, it swings at you and misses. Because I want to see Eo's pissed. Speaking
Now she's
of,
pissed. So
your turn.
first off, I'm going to use a bonus action if that's all right.
well, it could be all right. Let's see what the bonus action is.
Scott and Va, she's going to teleport herself 30 feet away immediately.
Cast it. Do it. Get out of here.
So we're going to go here. Next up, we're going to do a twin spell of Chaos Bolt.
Perfect.
So,
You
question
can
James, I'll
cast
just roll
it
that
twice, basically. Yeah. So you target it first, and then you cast it once, and then you'll cast it again. Yeah. Eo's mad. Make sure you mark off your
She-
sorcery points as well. Okay.
I will indeed. You're a legend for reminding me of that. Thank you. That's 1, and we're going to go for 2.
24
Damage.
hits. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
It won't let me roll it again, actually.
You may have to probably do the spell again from your actual sheet. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it says you've already cast it on this target in red.
Does it say delete it or remove it, or what's it giving you as an option? Nothing?
It just comes up in red saying
Give me a second. I'll
one
just
cannot do that.
try again.
No, that's beautiful.
Just move turns.
Oh, here we go. Nice. All right, let's go.
11 does
I
not
don't-
hit.
Yeah, that's fine.
First one did, though. That was good.
Yep. And
It's your turn.
can I still do movement?
Oh, yeah, you can do movement. Sorry. I'm setting off all the alarms.
She runs away.
Good idea.
That's my turn.
Perfect. We are on Slate.
So we know I'm within 60 feet, just. So I will do Sacred Flame again on the creature.
Sounds good.
Just should be targeted, I think. Yep, there we go.
Perfect. Definitely takes damage from that. Something else changes as well. So you notice that the armor that it seems to have, this capricious around it, cracks and falls to the ground and shatters and everything. It looks weaker, more vulnerable, easier to hit. But the flames, as they rage on, seem to be boosting its speed. It appears that it can go significantly quicker as it begins to enrage. At this point, it's starting to look really hurt.
So my main action was the Sacred Flame. For my bonus action, I will give my final Bardic Inspiration to Amadriana, who's also within the street.
How many is that? Is that 4?
3.
3?
This is my third and final one. It's because I use Guidance as well one of the times.
Gotcha.
So that's me out of Inspiration. And that's a D6.
I love you, Slate.
Every advantage you can get, man. Buffing each other is really important. Actually, like, serious props to you guys at the moment, because this as technically your first combat, because you guys bypassed the other first combat that you had. It's you guys are playing as a really good unit. I'm really enjoying this. It's good to see. You're balancing each other out very well. Amadriana, you are up.
Fly up, see if I can find this button and push it.
Fly down. He's down low because he was hitting Eos.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Eos is very short.
Make an investigation check. We'll say the DC.
Before I forget,
I'll set it out loud. Yep.
can I roll for that fear, by the way, to know if I can move closer
please.
in subsequent rounds?
Absolutely.
Just before I forget, my apologies. So wisdom.
On a nat 20 for the fear? Hell yeah. You are fear-proof. No longer fear. And also...
I see the armor fall off, and I'm like, yeah, we can kill this thing. Oh, yeah, we can get this. If it bleeds, we can kill this. We got this.
I will also add that this fear effect from this creature will no longer work on you for the rest of this time in this combat and everything as well. Hell yeah. Nat 20 for that is good. Amadriana, if you want to give me a investigation check, please.
Before I do that, I'll give you this because I know you need it. I'm gonna
That's right.
I'm gonna. Can I use that? Oh no, it's only advantage on the next attack, isn't it?
It's attack rolls, I think.
From the silvery barbs.
Bardic Inspiration.
Silvery barbs? I'm not sure if it's is it attacks only or is it skill checks?
Well, there's 2. So the Bardic Inspiration I gave gives you ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. So that's that. And that's a D6. And then Bardic Inspiration.
Silvery barbs, same as well.
That's exactly the same. Attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Do you know what? I'm going to use my Bardic on this one. So that's going to give me a fucking 7. I might get toasted here, but that's what's going to happen. And then I'll give you my investigation check now.
Yeah, there's a few things happening here.
That's not bad. That's a 17. Do I see the button?
You can see the button. The closer you get to this creature, the more damage you're going to take. So if I understand correctly, you're just going to go straight in and try and hit this button, right?
I'm hugging this bitch and pressing the button.
Okay, so I need 2d6 from you first, please, if you don't mind. Okay.
6.
You take 6 points of fire damage. If you can just add that to your sheet, that'd be great.
I don't actually know how to minus damage for myself.
You're okay, I can do it actually. I just couldn't. I have to move the thing 1 token over because you were...
Sorry.
You were on it. No, that's okay. So you're grabbing it and you're going to try and slap this button, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me 1 sec. All right. So, a few things happen here. Slate, your fear is gone as the caprice of this creature falls down. Eos, you move with lightning speed away from this thing, shooting at it non-stop. Dash, you run towards it, trying to help. Hatsu, you know what's happening. You watch on, ready for what comes next. and Madriana's hand connects to the button. It clicks. The collar locks in place and begins to resonate with a hum. And its shape begins to change. It's struggling. It calls out screaming. No! As its form becomes humanoid. He falls to his knees. What have you done? This gentleman, with collar imbued, stands before you. He begins to tremble and shiver from the cold. Well done, guys.
If you'll allow it, I pull the handcuffs out straight away and handcuff him behind his back so he can't fuck with the collar.
So, as you do, I will allow it. There's something that you notice. This guy's quite large. The handcuffs aren't. But they adjust to his size. And emblems start to appear around it. With your magical learnings, you understand that these handcuffs, not only are they magical, but they prevent all means of escape that aren't physical. Meaning that even if it was a creature that could teleport, no longer could it. It is shackled and bound to you.
Nice.
Dimensional shackles, I love it.
Yeah, buddy. Your dimensional shackles equipped. You
See, Bryn, that's how you use them.
with that, you will get there's a token thing for that like actual dimensional shackles as well. I'll unlock that for you in a little bit, Ryan. Just remembering.
No worries.
This guy lays there and he falls forward and he's breathing. As he does, first the snow begins to melt from the heat of his breath, but that stops and subsides. All power dampened. Combat is over, boys. Well done.
I will say, after she
Well done.
locks him up, Amagiana just like fucking snow angels back and just sizzles because she's really quite bad.
Yeah, your armor isn't damaged, but there is like a sort of steam or mist rising off it as you lay down in the snow. Yeah, for sure.
I'll just go towards Madriana and start kind of packing snow a little bit to help soothe
No worries. Yeah.
the heat.
And she's actually like just gonna...
Hatsu would get
good.
away the bow and the arrow, and he would sprint towards the tent with the rogue lady, with the attempt to stabilize and heal her.
Okay, you can make a medicine check, or if you have the tools, you can
Yep.
pursue that. Yeah.
Use the tool to stabilize her.
I believe it's just 1 point, and it just yeah, cool.
Yeah. So he doesn't want her to die. And in addition, when he feels she's kind of back with the living, he's gonna chuck her an Omega healing potion.
Her breathing is shallow and subtle at best.
Should I post it in chat, the potion?
Excuse me. Yeah, you can. There's a few things that you note. One is that if you had taken any longer, she would have been consumed by this creature and its energy would have been used against you. You got there soon enough to subvert that from happening. Unlike the old man who Dash cut and took the nipples of,
Didn't take his nipples.
Nora wasn't at that point yet, so you were able to get to her, but this was the last possible second for some kind of rescue in terms of that. Her life is definitely saved by this. You put a potion in. Do you want to roll the die for me? So it's 2d4 plus 2, so you can roll that for me.
Yeah.
Just tell me the number then.
Roll the healing. It just rolled it to somewhere, but it doesn't show me the rolls.
No worries. If you can just roll 2d4 plus 2, please.
/R 2d4 plus 2. So it's a 7.
Points. Yeah, you hear like a subtle and then her breathing continues at that, like a very slow pace, but like a very strained breath.
We're here with you. You're good. We took care of it.
You look over in the corner, and there's a sack of copper, silver, gold. It looks like money that would have been taken from the bank.
All right.
What are the rest of you doing?
He would
sorry.
further care about her. Yep.
What are the rest of you doing?
From where I stand 60 feet away, I want to finger guns, load, and then I just want to do my bonus action healing word on a Madriana. I'm like, pew pew.
I like that.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to upcast it to 2nd level as well.
I like it because if you combine Slate and Madriana's names, you get a mate.
All right, mate.
A mate indeed is a mate indeed.
No.
You also get Sladriana.
Well, then.
Oh yeah. So Madriana, you can add 7 points to yourself. You just do plus 7.
10 it's in.
Oh, 10, sorry, because the plus 3 as well, sorry.
Yeah.
Just back some modifier.
Then I just blow the smoke.
Little green healing smoke away from the tips of your fingers.
Yeah, and then I'm just going to sit down because I am spent.
Yeah.
I'll
For
look
a
down at
second.
Adriana and be like, are you chilling out for a while, or?
She doesn't even say anything. She just rolls up a snowball in her hand and throws it in his face.
Yeah, I'll reach out a hand and help her up.
Barely 30 seconds goes by when suddenly wisps appear in the air, and wisps turn into bluish hue of ember. And as they appear and disappear, Remington is standing there. Is everyone all right?
Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Were you worried about us?
Yes.
You,
Yes, I was.
you have a friend here to take with you and, I guess, interrogate?
Did you all do this?
It's mostly Madriana.
No, it wasn't. It was all of us. And do you mean the chaos and the carnage, or do you mean stopping this creature?
This is the creature?
Yes,
He notes the collar. Yeah.
He doesn't
While
look like this
conversation
normally.
is going on, I'd like to frisk the creature for any and all contents.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be Richard if that didn't happen. But I did.
He just drug his tools out to frisk him with.
Bro, you could turn around and be like, yeah, he has a pocket full of lockpicks. So, like, he's wearing shackles. I'm like, hang on a second, he's not clear yet. Let me just make sure. And also, if he happens to have valuables, I mean, look, if they were to fall into my hands, who knows?
There's 2 things you note. On him, you find a tattoo, a marking. The marking just says Fitz, F-I-T-Z. With that, his pockets don't necessarily contain anything, but there is something that you do notice. And I will drop it into your inventory shortly, but lying in the ground near him is a sort of pile of ash with something glowing inside it. It appears to be something that maybe came from him towards the end, or it's a part of the armor. But it seems to be some kind of ember that remains, something tangible that remains from him. And there's something about it that's pulling you towards it that you're interested in, curious about, maybe cautious of as well. That's up to you, but yeah.
I'm definitely not drawn to do what I always do, which is touch it and richly identify. So that's what I'm going to do for the next 10 minutes while everyone else is doing that. I'm just going to get super focused on investigating and, trying to see what it is and touching it and, all that stuff.
Are you all right?
Eos is hurt. If you have a way of helping her out.
We'll get her to the nurse shortly. You have to forgive my accent. I can't even breathe through my nose right We'll get it to
Okay,
the
Remington,
shop.
we know it's cold out here.
It's,
the
yes,
shop
it's a bit hippie, isn't it? Yes.
Yes, we understand completely.
He
We
wisps
can't
on a
head
second
back
robe. Yeah, I'm sorry. You
We
can.
can't head back with you yet. We're still on a mission to help out here, if I remember rightly.
Yes, there should be a pile of gold somewhere in the vicinity that was stolen from the Dagtorp Bank.
Let's see.
So, despite Lys's protestations, we feel like we should return it.
Very well. I will prepare him for transport. Is there anything else that I can do to help you?
Do you have any peppermint tea on you?
We can arrange that once we're back at the Arcana.
Oh, wonderful.
He moves over and he secures the prisoner while you guys do whatever you want to do. So,
I wouldn't mind getting those back at some point, if that's okay.
they are yours. They belong to you. They will come to you, of course.
I will say, it's almost as if you knew, because of how handy our things have been.
In traditional fashion, he would usually smirk with a knowing smile, but he's more alarmed at what just happened. He got a very haunting phone call from Hatsu that just like triggered him, and he wasn't sure what was happening. He was afraid you guys were going to be dead by the time he gets here. He just did everything he could to find you guys and get here. And I will say that, Amadriana, at least you know through your classes as studying through wizardry, teleportation isn't a sure thing, and scrying isn't a sure thing, and finding people isn't a sure thing, so this was a big risk for him to try and get there. So he was figuring that out in the background, if he could or couldn't. So he's grateful that he's here, but the grin that's there is half in response to, yes, I did know, and it's also half in response to, thank fucking God they're alive. So, I thank the gods.
Yeah, so you're
Yeah.
okay, honey?
Eos is like left knee kneeling into the snow. She's just holding her hands out like this, continuously using elementism to summon water and just keep repeating, just like she's so thirsty.
I just whispered to Madrian, does she know she can drink melted snow?
I think you'll find that's what she's doing.
It's a very magical way of doing it.
Not everything is solved by magic. You should know that.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Is everyone accounted for? Where's Hatsu?
I don't know, I was laying on the ground. I assume you guys were looking out for everyone.
I was covering you with snow and helping you up.
That's true. Hatsu?
Over here.
Thank fuck
And
he's
you
alive.
hear a little concerning voice from the back of the last tent.
Oh shit, is she okay? And then I kind of run over. As I run over towards that tent though, because Slate is like in between, I just give him a quick hug and say thank you. And run to the tent to see if she's not my friend, but she would definitely be someone that is an acquaintance of mine because of connections and stuff.
I'm following as well.
And I would definitely stay as I am doing what I'm doing. Break for a moment from the ritual casting, just to say, next time, can you get the business done quicker? My God. And then go back to what I was doing.
She chooses to let him off the hook for that one.
I'm going to give him a little slap on the head as I'm following just behind the Madriana.
Okay. If you guys are joining Hatsu, yeah, you see everything that I described earlier in nature. It's just Nora in a very, very bad state. She looks like she's struggling to even breathe. She got very badly hurt and burned, and there's only so much that healing potions and things can do. She is still in a bad state for the moment. And those who are observant enough, let you decide on your own characters and what they would notice. There is that bag as well that I told Hatsu about.
I was able to stabilize her. I think she's not totally over the mountain yet. We have to get help for her, or she might die.
Remington is outside.
I don't know if he can take her into our facilities, but she definitely needs help. I don't know if we can do anything for the Lunakin. I was so occupied with this year, so I couldn't check.
You can go and check it if you want, Hatsu. I'll stay with her for a minute.
And he packs like his first aid kits and everything, and he moves over as fast as he can to check on the Lunakin.
He also follow Hatsu.
Okay. Are the rest of you doing anything else while you're here, or will I cut to Hatsu?
I'm just staying with Madriana, and just Dash does have one hand on, just kind of hit the head of the dagger, but he's like, they told me not to.
If that isn't character development, I don't know what is. Hatsu, you get over to Lunarkin. They are not looking great either.
He tries the best of his luck. He's not a doctor. He's basically like a field medic, and he does everything that he learned and used the healer's kit. On the first one in the tent, I think it was the guy with the cat, if I remember correct.
Yeah. They're not intense, they're down by the trees, but yeah, there's one of them was there.
So would he feel like there's a change?
I'll say
He also would like to assist.
I'll say do a medicine check with advantage. I want to try something.
Medicine check with advantage. Advantage. Hell yeah, it's a 21.
Okay. I'll give you one of them. You can choose which one.
So it was the older guy and the guy with the cat, right?
Yeah, there was Rowan who had the cat, and then there was oh my god, I'm blanking.
Eldrick.
Eldrick, thank you so much. There was Eldrick. That
My
was the
buddy.
your best bud.
Okay, he kneels down in front of two of them as he realizes what kind of decision he has to make, because he feels like he can only save one of them.
He also apparently raises her hand while she's standing beside you.
She's actually putting her hand on her left hand on her chest and right hand on Rowan, and she's casting second level aid.
Okay.
So 3 creatures, all herself because she needs some help, and the 2 fellas on the ground she's casting aid.
Sure.
She's humming a prayer to Minerva.
No problem. Hatsu, carry on, my friend.
He goes, Mother of Light, Creator of Shadows, send us a bee for those who are in need. Who shall we save? The ones that already explored the worlds in hundreds and hundreds of years of time, but is a crucial part of the social structure of these people? Or shall we save the one that didn't have the opportunity to wander the worlds, who's still new to this, a new generation, a change? I'm not sure what to do. They are both part of the circle. But who am I to decide? And he's trying to focus all his energy to kind of find an answer within himself.
As Eos casts Aid, and as the magic rises from the two bodies, neither reacting the way Eos would have imagined it would, the sparks flicker into the air, and one of them flicks but stays as a golden bee hovers around both, almost as if it's waiting for a decision.
After every winter, there comes spring. We can only change this world if we nourish a new generation. The decision is made. We need to change. And he decides to keep the one with the cat alive, the younger one.
Rowan, yeah. So you place your hand down on Rowan, and with that, the bee circles down and lands kind of, as your hand is placed down, the bee kind of lands between the fingers and just sits there for a moment. When you move your hand back, it just bursts into a small moment of energy. Had it not been something that you and Eos both saw, nobody would ever believe that it even happened. And that small burst of energy you hear as Rowan awakens. Well, awakens is a strong word. As a breath of life is given to Rowan, but is remaining unconscious at this time. But with that, as you look towards Eldrick, gee, he will really be missed. I can't even remember his fucking name. Eldrick, as you look towards Eldrick, the light that was shared between the two is now dim in one and brighter in the other. Rowan's flesh is becoming a normal color again, but Eldrick is fading away. Very quickly turning to dust.
To dust, you say?
Deteriorating would be a better word, I suppose.
Hatsu would look for something that would Volver tell that it was Eldrick that this thing belonged to, like a necklace, a knife, some kind of symbol that he was carrying around with him or something.
Yeah. I'll probably say it's like his jacket would make the most sense. I'm trying to think of what he has on him, but I think his jacket probably made the most sense. Which is easy enough.
He would basically take the jacket off of him, and he would try to make his last moments comfortable. And he would kneel down next to him, and he would start praying again. And within his prayers, he would address him, and he would say, "Thank you for all the burdens that you were carrying on your shoulders. Thank you for taking care of these people and these lands. Thank you for all the good things that you did. May your afterlife be more peaceful for you, with endless woods to stray in, with people that truly appreciate you and your love. May you rest in peace."
The snow still falls, but it doesn't hit quite as hard as it did as you guys were running through it moments ago. The cold doesn't feel as sharp. But there is a weird combination of solace in knowing that the fight is over, but at the same time, the loss of something. Tragedy fills the void.
As his last action, he would actually shout over to Slate and he would say, "We could save another one. Can you help me?"
With all the conversations and healing that had gone in the first tent, now to this, and then a decision. Obviously, what I was doing was ritually casting, which I started before all of that.
Yeah.
That takes approximately 10
I'll
minutes.
say that's
so
10
would you
minutes.
say I've
You're good.
finished
Yeah.
that?
I'm not going to screw you over and make you start again.
Case, yeah,
Not today, anyway.
I'd be up to my, I'd be, having gained the information, I would just be like, okay, I got to remember this, and then I just stand up and sprint
That's
over
literally it. I'll say it goes
to-
straight to the back of your mind, and we'll discuss it a little bit later then.
Yeah, I'll run over and, like taking a football tackle, glide in beside Hatsu that's on his knees beside,
Rowan,
and just to sort of get a picture. Obviously, from the 40 or 60 feet I was away, generically, and I walk past them, so I know roughly what's happening and I can see it, but
Yeah.
the detail of up close is different. So I, slide in to take stock, and obviously medicine is something I'm, proficient in, etc. So I'd have an idea quickly. I'd be able to catch up to speed what is happening in front of me.
Yeah.
And I just turn to Hatsu and say, "What do you need? How do I help?"
I was able to stabilize him, and with the help of the bee, we got him back into this world. But I think I'm not capable of doing more for him at the moment. Could you help him?
So then I'll put my hands onto Eldric's. Rowan is okay though. It's Eldric that's decaying, isn't it?
Eldric's dead and decaying. Yeah, Rowan's the one he just rescued.
Right. So yeah. So then for I suppose Rowan, then I will just double check this first. Yeah, I'll just cast Healing Word, and try and bolster what's been done to revive him and bring him back from the brink.
Yeah. Perfect. As you cast Healing Word and do the same thing, you help with Eos as her spell takes effect more on Rowan than it did on Eldric, and then your effect also heals as well.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll it just to make sure it's taken the slot and it's all done. Just
Yeah. So very quickly, Dash. I need a sleight of hand check for me, please.
Yeah. So 21.
Cool. Majorana, in the busy, heavy period of what was just happened, you don't quite notice as Dash manages to sneak something from you, a small charm that was once his. He uses this moment to try and take. Whether or not you can put two and two together and say, okay, he took this at some point, I don't know, but you will notice that it's not in your inventory at some point. You can choose one. Through all the busyness and all the noise and all of the fire and the snow and the sounds, like it feels like your ears almost have that post-concert tinnitus that you get sometimes if you're in you go to a good concert, you have that thing, you walk out and you're like, oh, I'm not hearing normal.
Mm-hmm.
That vibe is strong.
You're screaming at the person stood 2 foot.
Yeah, they're screaming back, and you're walking past people who weren't there, and they're like, "What the hell is going on?"
Sounds like a normal Burning Man weekend.
But cutting
Me and Rover after Tenacious D.
100%. But cutting through the noise for Majorana, because your perception is higher, you do hear muffled sounds from a different tent of someone just.
I go straight to that, because I know Dash is here with this woman, so I'll run over quick and see.
As you look down, you rip the tent open and you look down, you see hogtied is Orla, and next to her is a small map that has signified markings of what appear to be the targets that Fitz has been choosing since as long as possible. The most concerning being a freshly inked Dagtorp with specific room numbers that would line up with your room back at the inn that you were staying. A momentary concern might cross your mind that 2 people still remain there. Ayami and Lissa are both in that inn at the moment.
It does, but she also kind of thinks we've dealt with him in the hopes that, like, maybe that means it's stopped. I'm also going to make a full mental note of where every one of the other markings were.
It goes back and makes sense for what you guys had seen. So some of it lines up with where you had seen the guy in the lake, for example. Some of it goes through the tunnels and makes sense there. But if this is correct, there are well over 50 people who have been killed by this. The numbers are staggeringly high. And there doesn't seem to be a dating system for this, but you can kind of tell by how it's inked and how old some of it is and how fresh and new some of it looks that this is not just past tense, but planning ahead. There was definitely method to the madness.
I'll kneel down next to Orla. Won't untie her for a second, but just pull down the gag. Who tied you up then?
Please, just get me out of here.
Who tied you up?
I got ambushed and attacked by a rather rotund, bald man.
Good enough for me. He's dealt with, by the way. And I'll cut the rope.
She lets out a sigh of relief and begins to stand up.
I'll steady her because she's probably like wibbly wobbly.
So, as you explore the other tents and take in the final moments of this area, there are other people who were bound and tied up like Orla. She is likely who would have been the next victim had it, like, post Nora. Nora was a flight of fancy, a good opportunity. But this isn't a place that was just being used by Nora and her colleagues. This is something that Fitz had also been using. And there are carcasses in the other tents that were burned and used of people in similar armor of what remains of Nora's group. Knowing that people seldom pass through here but do, this was a good place to go get food. Basically, energy, fuel up. And unfortunately, Nora appears to have crossed paths with him at the same time. The other person that was with Nora, however, is nowhere to be seen. So 2 horses left. We know that. 2 horses aren't here. They're back at the woodline. But Nora is here. And another entity is missing. The other entity who robbed the bank. But we'll deal with that after the break. Because we are a little bit over. Congratulations, boys. Well played. Well done.
We want a combat, yes.
Level 5.
Combat. Level 5. Level 5. No, we'll discuss rewards for this when we come back. But and we'll also discuss Slate, your stuff as well. For the moment though, let's take a wee little break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. There will be a boss battle. I highly recommend partaking. There will also be a prediction, which I'll set up now. For those of you who don't know, we do a boss battle on screen, and we do little wagers to see if you guys can beat it. To join, when the prompt comes up, it'll ask you what class you want to play. Just use exclamation point and your favorite class. And then when the screen has your name on it, it's your turn to make the attacks. There will be a little link there that tells you all about the attacks and how it works and stuff as well. Feel free to use it. In the moment, though, we'll be back about 10 minutes. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Hell yeah. And BRB.
Yummy.
And we are back. Yes. That was a nice, much needed break. We find our group standing in the campsite post fire combat. While my cat stares me dead in the eyes. That is horrifying.
I had to eject my cat because, like, for the last 10 minutes, he was on top of my PC, he was under my legs, he was like, the thing that lets my chair down, he started batting with that, and I went down a little bit, so I'm like,
yeah. As chat
Cat
said,
is
the
BBG.
cat is the BBG. Yeah. All right. So, I suppose we need to figure out what you guys want to do. So,
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is grab Orla as she inevitably goes to go and chop this guy's fucking head off.
she definitely would want to do that. Yes. So that's a good idea.
We're going to take him where he can be watched, where he can be questioned, so we can work out on a long-term basis what is happening here. There's no point beheading him and getting no answers, as much as both of us would like to.
Yeah. Well. I was wrong. You all are far better than I gave you credit for initially. And for what it's worth, she turns to Eos. You will always have a place to stay with us. Sometimes you will have to, she just sort of gestures to her skin. But we will do our best to keep you safe. As we would with one of our own.
Eos like plucks at her hair. She's like, "It's been a few days. Not that filthy."
Eos looks down and is covered in ember, like burn marks,
Yeah.
scorch marks, snow, dirt, mud.
Starts like batting her pants like, God.
I just lean into Orla and say, how much more did that hurt than being hurt by that creature?
Yes,
And then just give her a little smile.
bones come in all shapes and sizes.
It's nice to see you didn't try and hold on to your pride with that one. Thank you.
She just sits back against the tent and falls down into the snow and sits for a minute with her eyes closed and her head leaning back.
Actually, let's not rest you here. And I'll try to because she's quite slight, right? She's not big or anything. So I'm gonna kind of lift her up and kind of carry her over to the bigger slat and kind of lay her down onto that. And then I'm gonna go and I just kind of as I go round the group kind of thing as they're standing there, obviously see what's happened with the Wolf King.
Yeah.
I put my hand on Hatsu's shoulder and just kind of give it, that little bit of a squeeze kind of thing, well done kind of thing. I think we should get Orla and the money back to town. I need to
you
get...
did find Orla?
I did, yes. She's fine. She's okay. She's good. She's tired. She's obviously very wrecked, but she's good. She's okay. You've done enough, Hatsu. You're good. It's okay. If we get her and the money back, I need to get Nora back to the guild. And then I think we should take our friends here home. What do you think?
Agreed. We definitely have to talk to Volver.
Yes.
He should know from us how he died and why.
Absolutely. Remington, we're gonna have to take a couple of extra days if that's okay. And then we can meet you back at the Arcanum.
I had slightly prepared for this, so with that in mind, he reaches over and he starts to cast a spell in an open space. He reaches up to the top left and tweaks something, and a little star appears, and he reaches up to top right, and the star appears, and he draws lines that turn into physical space of a door until suddenly a door just appears. He opens it, and out comes Ducky.
Eos runs towards Ducky. She's just,
Ducky whinnies.
the biggest hug imaginable, proper slap of a hug.
Yes, I thought that it would be about time that you saw your friend again.
That's a big use of magic for just a horse.
It's a pretty useful space. He points in, and it's like this inside past the door. Even though if you lean like alongside the door, you can't see anything behind it. It just sort of vanishes. If you look into the doorway, it's like a big open chamber that has a lot of space in it, and a lot of just random assortments of shit.
Why am I getting an image of Remington literally doing like steampunk spell casting? Like
Puts the goggles down.
Steam, and then
He's the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Just looks over at Rem and just goes, "Thank you."
Ducky smells pristine. Everything is beautiful and nice, and yeah, happy to see you. Also, I will say that Slate, if you're kind of just chilling for a moment, and whenever you take a moment, like you're looking at this thing, you're trying to identify it, and you're just trying to recall what you identified. Chicken will sit next to you and sort of lick the wounds, if it makes sense, like just any exposed skin or anything, just getting you clean. On that, I should explain. So Slate, what you've discovered is that this item in particular is a very unique item. In the world only exists one, and it's known as a Wraith Ember. It's a fragment of Fitz's molten soul. The Wraith Ember is the remains of the smoldering shard of obsidian that cracked with veins and glowing magma and pulsed like a dying heartbeat before turning to ash. The heat it radiates is unnatural, not searing at all, but suffocating, as if the air around it struggles to exist. When held, the ember hums with a low guttural resonance, a sound that is felt more than heard. Shadows flicker in the firelight of its core, and twisting into vague shapes that resemble Fitz's tormented visage. Their expressions caught an eternal scream before fading back to the ember's depths. The closer one stares, and the more it glows within the shafts, as if something inside is still waiting and watching. A faint scent of a charred flesh and sulfur linger around it, and it's impossible to wash it away. When placed on any surface, it leaves behind no burn marks, only blackened imprint, like the scar upon the world itself. Remington leans in to explain that something like this, with such value and rarity, could possibly one day, by a very talented blacksmith, be fused into a weapon or armor to have various effects. So I introduce you to one of the few mechanics I'm going to introduce you today from the Wandering Isles. When you defeat a race threat, they leave behind something unique, special, valuable that will help you. And if you find the right kind of blacksmith, and I'm talking, again, we come back to the thing about legends. You find the right kind of legend, they might be able to do something with it. I advise you hang on to them, but they're also very valuable. You could sell them for a substantial amount of gold as well.
We go find Solvay.
Right, yeah. Bring C1 back. I've put that on you, Slate. That is there.
Awesome.
Obviously, I recommend as a party you guys discuss how these things are used, because they are one-off. They do not come in twos. They cannot be duplicated. They belong to the race threat they were with. But the Wraith Ember is on you.
I'm going to ask for Slate's help to... Essentially what I want to do is go over to Nora. I don't want to touch her because I know she's got the burns and stuff, and one thing you don't want to do with a burns victim is to touch them. And essentially use the blanket that she's on, like a... not a gurney. What's the freaking thing paramedics use? Like a...
Yeah, gurney's fine.
Stretcher?
As you come to the tent, you'd probably hear Dash kind of talking to her inside the tent, like apologizing.
This is just how it has to be. He's holding a dagger over.
No,
Not the nipples.
He's there, just kind of hushed tones. I'm sorry, Nora. Every fiber of my being tells me I shouldn't let you suffer, but they tell me they can save you. So I hope you forgive me for letting you sit through this pain. I hope it won't be too much longer. And that's what you'd hear as you're kind of entering the tent.
Dash, do you want to help us load her up onto the slot?
Yes, of course. Absolutely. And Dash just kind of gets off it. He was kind of kneeling next to her head, whispering to her. So he just gets up and starts to help.
Okay, so what is... We're not going to quickfire it in a sense of like, we'll absolutely rattle this out and just go back, because that would be not fair to the campaign the way we've done it before, but we will move things along a little quicker. What is the... Let's call it a turn order that you guys want to follow here. What do you want to do, in what order, and what remains for you on the Isles?
Well, Io starts speaking to Ducky and Runic and tells him everything. In exquisite Eo's detail, of course, with her flavor on everything.
Ducky's like moving its nose kind of along your bag because it knows that there's something in there. It could be peppermint, it could be some kind of plant, but it's definitely curious and inquisitive.
There's a
ration.
There's a couple of items on my list before we even move off to go to the town and do the plan that we've suggested there. First thing is to, like I said, move Nora. Then it's going to be to collect up anything useful, weapons, money, collectibles, even not items that belong to the people, because that's for them to keep, kind of thing, but like of the dead people, of the people that are no longer with us, not the wolf kin. And then the other thing that a Magiana would at least start to try and do is to dig some graves for the bodies that unfortunately haven't carried on with us.
Sure.
I'd like to interrupt before any of that happens, because it's going to disturb everything, and I'm going to point out to Madriana, of sorts, it's like an active crime scene, and talk about the fact that, you know, we don't really know what's happened here, or who was here, or how many was here. You know, we have the 2 horses back there, we've got the cart here with horses, and say, you know, maybe we can try and work out before we disturb everything. You can look for tracks, prints, you know, and you try and use everything to try and understand what's happened here, and if there was anybody else here. Like, for example, any other large creatures, like an additional Fitz or whatever, before we start moving stuff around.
You get one rare item and suddenly you're out hunting them all. Look at this.
Well, I'd like to make sure that we didn't miss somebody or something that may have left the area or something, and then I'd like to get a Madriana to help me look for that, and then immediately after that row in with what she's doing, then start cleaning up and picking up everything, and exactly what she said, do that together once, you know, we're satisfied that we've at least attempted to have a look and figure out what may have happened or what we may have missed.
I just know Richard's done that thing where he's looting a battlefield while there's an NPC going, we must go this way, we must go this way. And Richard's just going, well, yeah, well, just a second, looting everything.
Just a second, yeah.
Every game there could be anything. Every wooden cup, everything, do 10 journeys back and forth. Just
Legend of Zelda,
hold on. Yeah.
Phase smashing.
Yeah. Oh, look, I found a wedge of cheese.
About a whole wheel of cheese. Goes up to the top of the hill and rolls it. Yeah, so... I mean, in terms of anything else that you guys find here, there's nothing of massive value, interest, significance, nothing that really stands out. Remington will take Fitz and start leading him into the door that was opened, and props him down on his knees and begins to close the door. But Slate, one thing that you'll pick up on is, as he's walking him past, you see Madriana's shackles, and you see how it matches the scarring on Fitz's arms and realize that he too has worn shackles for a long time in his life, something you're familiar with and recognize. This isn't the first day wearing shackles. He has spent a portion of his life bound. So this is something that resonates. Remington will then begin to just close the door.
So yeah, bury the bodies. If there's like a significant thing, like a necklace or a picture of, I mean, I know they're scorched, but like, you know, you can be scorched but still have some items that don't actually get damaged. Just something to put on there, like a head cross kind of thing, to signify that that was them in that position.
Yeah, for anyone who may want to visit in the future or otherwise, yeah.
Yeah. Even just to give us an idea as well of who they might have been, to be able to help Orla to tell the townsfolk kind of thing.
Yeah, no worries.
Did we find any tracks as
nothing significant. There's pathing and stuff that would lead in two different directions. You get the impression that this is a sideway camp from the Frosthand who have set up here. Like if they're going up this far, they have a small camp that they can stop in, and this is that. It has just been utilized by Fitz for a while.
Their own private truck stop.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, nothing of massive significance would be left here. This is more just like a, what do they call it? Not a halfway house, what's it called? Like when you, like a truck stop, I guess. Just a place you stop by on your way past. Yeah.
Yeah.
With trucks.
Just to get rest. Yeah. With trucks. You stop here with trucks. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, search is not fruitful.
Right, let's start heading back to town then, shall we? This is going to be a bit of a
But
slower
how are we
trek.
gonna do this? Do we take the 2 horses and the rest walks, or? And he looks over to Remington. Or would there be a quicker way? Remington Sensei.
I mean, I can.
We have the horses that we came on too, don't we?
If they're still there, I don't know.
Don't think they've gone too far. We can probably grab them.
Oh, did you attach them to a tree?
No,
You didn't.
things
They
seem
might have gone
urgent.
home.
Do I see the horses?
You'd have to go back and check. You're a ways in.
I'll take this slot with our friends on it. As in, above table, as in Orla, Nora, the Wolf King, and the Wolfkins. Well, both of them, you know.
Yeah.
Once we're out towards the clearing where we left the horses, you can see if they're still there. With any luck, they are. I believe Eos has a ride sorted now, anyway. I won't be going fast anyway, so you'll be able to walk with us.
Unfortunately for today, I can do 2 more jumps. I have about 8 hours to get him back before he runs out of air. So one of those jumps would have to be to the Arcanum. I can take you to Hartwell first, but you would have to be wise with your use of these teleportations. Also, it's
No way.
pertinent that you understand that this is not a reliable method of transportation, and we might end up in the bottom of the ocean or on top of a mountain.
I think we'll be okay, guys, won't we?
I think we'll be
Yeah.
fine.
It's not too far to dive orbits. I mean,
I think in one of my meditations, I heard a voice from an entity that said, always carry a little bit of dirt. I don't know what it means, but it might help you.
you usually have dirt on your shoes if you need it.
That's not... It feels different. It had to do something with magic, but I don't understand.
Oh. Yeah,
I think
wouldn't
Remington
know.
will figure it out. So, We're gonna take the cart, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
So where do you intend to go in the cart?
We're going back to Dagtor with Orla to drop her off and the money.
Right.
But me and
That's fine.
Eos,
10 minutes. Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, me and Eos will be staying outside of the village, well away from the village, so that one, they don't see burnt bodies in our cart, and two, they don't see Eos.
Okay.
The plan is for them to then grab Ayami and Alyssa, and we are going to head to the guild.
Okay.
Brodideer, drop
So
her off, and
Brodideer.
then on-
Okay.
Dagtor, Brodideer, Hartwell. In that order.
Each of them is
I
about a
don't know what
day's,
is remember the town,
a day's
sorry.
travel. So like, yeah, as long as you're conscious of the fact that you're about a day's travel out of each location. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you hop in the Slart. You arrange that Remington's going to come with you as far as the town because he's going to go find Chance, who should be there. So he needs him at least, and then he'll head back with Chance. The
It's
car- yeah, go ahead.
sorry, this new cart, this improved version one with the two horses. We had a horse already that was pulling our one, right? We had one horse that was pulling our slot before, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, your Slart's not here though, as far as I know. Is your Slart?
No, it's back at the town.
Oh, right.
But the idea is that once we get back and we get the other slot, essentially Adriana wants to hook up the big one with the 3 horses, but then pull the little one behind the big one as like a container slot kind of thing.
Sure.
Tandem start.
Yeah,
So you get into
so
the
that these
Slart.
guys can sit in the big one.
The Slart is beautiful, but the one thing you'll note is that on the inside, lined on the fabric, is a white hand. The other thing is, yeah, it's a lot more comfortable and roomy. You 3 horses could pull it. 2 can do it fine. 3 could do it better. Yeah, so you can do that. Yes, whatever way you're riding Ducky is entirely up to you, or just bringing Ducky. Tell him to follow. It's up to you.
No, she's going to gallop alongside the Slart when it's possible, when it's pretty,
Cool.
not in people's range.
Casting fireball on the
Anything.
Slart. Yeah.
That's the only way to do it. And if she has to go into the Slart, then she'll tie up Ducky to the other horses to charge ahead, because Ducky is a Dambrai specific breed, so he's used to certain situations.
Yeah. No worries.
So the reason I suggested it the way I did, Roper, just so you're all fully aware of my intention, is that the smaller slot R1 is at the back with all the gear on, and the slot, the bigger one, is obviously Nora's laying in there, but also so that these guys can sleep, so that we can all sleep in rotation,
No worries. Yeah.
so that we can just keep going.
The horses still need to break, but yeah, besides that,
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you head back to Dagtorp. Is there anything else here you guys need to do? I think that was everything, right? I'm just trying to take all the boxes in my head. I think that was everything. So yeah, you head back to Dagtorp. Madriana is staying outside with New Slart and the bodies. Dash, Hatsu, Slate, you're going in to town. So what are you guys doing?
One thing I want to do first of all is just Madriana, would you mind holding on to this for me while I'm going into town? I'll give her back the charm. And then just whisper to her, I'm learning from you. And keep moving.
He goes back into town, realizing he's not wearing pants or a belt. He has no items. His backpack's gone.
I was just about to say, does he have his pouch on him?
That's up to Keen. I don't know. Oh dear. I just heard dice. What's happening?
18.
That's-
So he leans in to give me that token and says, I'm learning from you. What he doesn't realise is my other hand is unclipping his pouch from his waistband.
Okay.
And as he moves off away from it, it just stays with me.
Okay. Dash, into town you go. Broke as shit.
Not again.
How much money do I need to add?
That's lucky and message you.
Yeah.
I'll just
Hey.
try to do a screenshot on Discord because it's easier.
Yeah.
Hatsu would actually pick up the gold that was with Nora.
Cool. Yep.
And he would kind of carry it in a way that it wouldn't be obvious what it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're not holding like a big bag of gold walking into town like
Yeah. He kind of learned a little bit from what was that Dash was telling him, even if he doesn't understand the concept quite yet, but he does understand that these kind of volumes attract people that are weak in his mind. And he would search for the guards that were investigating the bank first.
Sure. Yeah, you can go in search of that. That's fine. Yeah.
I'll stick with Hatsu for that, and then we can connect everyone together, etc.
So you go to drop the gold back. You find the guards. One of them is the one you gave a gold piece to previously, and the other one is just another guard.
Well, with all due to respect, may we able to talk to the authorities that would keep the responsibilities for this object, because we were able to return some of what was lost.
What?
You miss some, how could I say, without items from this building.
Oh, you mean the heist? Right. Yeah. You want to return the heist items?
We were able to make them drop some of it. We couldn't catch them, but we are able to bring something back.
Just wait here for a moment. And he starts to walk in, and the other guard who he had given a coin to is just sitting there, kind of like watching this whole interaction. He's just like,
Hatsu, I just kind of gesture for Slate to come in. Just be aware they might think that we're the ones that stole it and we're now trying to clear our name. Just keep that in mind.
I'd like to do what I did previously and use my forgery kit to pen and paper, etc.
Sure.
And I effectively, in my own bardic way, want to basically tell the story of what happened with, but very embellished about us, our party, saving the town, but also giving the real location. So, like, if they decide to investigate it, they can physically go and find the campsite, and they can find the bodies that were buried and all the evidence that points to, everything.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the timelines and the turn of events, etc. But like I said, singing our praises and just explaining how we were all like more or less amazing, and just start writing out. But I'm going to do one copy and then quickly put that down and start transcribing.
cool.
Another version of the same and just do several copies of it. And
No
I'm
worries.
purposely going to give one to them and then throughout the town just randomly drop other ones so people find them and read them, so the word
Sure.
spreads even if it's not actually told.
Absolutely.
The story goes on.
A few moments later, the bank doors open, and about 18 guards walk out and sort of start moving around you, and then a small man in like a smaller man with like blonde, slick back hair, and he just comes out and he's like, "Do I understand correctly? You're trying to return something?"
Well, sir, after a long investigation and a pretty speedy run through the woods, we were able to get this back, which we think belongs to you. And he hands him over the bag.
He opens his
I'm
arms
gonna
as you
start
drop the
handing out
bag.
the stories
No worries.
to him and the guards while this is happening.
As you drop the bag, he's like, "Huh!" And like it's just like he drops the bag onto the ground, and he's like, This is all the gold that was stolen from my bank?"
We don't have the exact
I-
figures, but
Unfortunately, I don't think so, but we weren't able to catch all the entities that were involved in this. But we're more than happy to give your guards and the officers around here some intel how to maybe further progress. But unfortunately, since this is not our job mainly, we just volunteered, we might have to do other things, but we're happy to help you with information.
I see. He looks down and he starts just rummaging through the bag. And how did you procure this?
We followed the tracks leading away from the bank that led to the stables that led to...
He hasn't read it yet, so he's still talking to you guys.
And if you absolutely need to, you can speak to Orla Voltime. She'll vouch for us.
Orla? All right.
Yeah, she should be right behind us there somewhere. I think we brought her with us.
She's like unconscious in the cart.
Yes. The battle.
I would have made sure they took her into town. That was the whole point.
He raises his hand.
When she's better, she can explain it better. But as soon as that happens, you have this beautiful written handout with all the information.
He takes it, he folds it, he puts it in his pocket, and he lifts his hand, he clicks. 2 guards come over and lift the gold, and he walks it back in. He's like, he stops at the door, he turns, he says, "That was a very honorable thing to do. We will spread the word of your actions, and we appreciate it. It's not often you meet good souls from outside of this place. Let's just say." He goes back in and he just heads back in.
When he reads the note later, he'll see that it talks about the raised threat, which is the other thing they were aware of, people going missing. And again, Lorna will collaborate later as well.
There's a lot of whispers of people who are reading it around you as well. It's picking up notoriety. Yeah.
For honor.
Quite literally, you guys will all earn +1 honor for your actions here today.
Whoop. Shall we go inform the other members of our party? I'm sure Liz is probably still sound asleep knowing her. I can only assume is lurking in the shadows.
She's quite active with Ayame.
Oh.
Maybe she's just bored of you.
Nah. I keep her on her toes.
But I have to tell, I'm proud of you. You didn't tumble over your toes while trying to help.
I've been watching and trying to learn from each of you.
And
Except to Yos, I can't do any of the,
Nora. But you just hit him quite good.
A bow is useful when, daggers are going to melt.
At least this time you didn't throw the bow.
That was a sword. And to be fair, I've never been in that kind of situation before, so I panicked a little bit.
Say it, I'm proud.
Thank you, Hatsu. I appreciate that, really. I'll give him a little bow.
He gets like a super small bow back.
Probably not.
He wouldn't know, but this kind of bow is more like a mockery and basically like a little insult. Like, yeah, I thank you too, but not really.
It's like, good job, kid.
This is probably not known to the party, but the benefits of what they've done and the reason the honor point counts is that you've effectively saved this town. It didn't have enough money to thrive and survive and to do reparations for the destruction that was caused by a random pack of animals just earlier this day. There is...
Well, they just came out of nowhere, huh?
Yeah, very well. But it is something that will help this town continue to grow, and they'll have the money to continue doing what they need to do, supporting people, and all of this is very important. So I don't know how much that's known by the party, but it is something that impacts the town going forward in this world. So, yeah. What else did you guys want to do while you're here?
Get Lissa and Iami.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up Chance. Or have Remington pick up Chance.
Remington will go and he'll wander and try and find Chance, but he'll make his own way back. Are you all sure that you don't want to come back with us?
We have commitments, I suppose.
You have the stone, right?
Yes.
I suppose I will see you in a few days.
Sure.
3-ish days.
Very good. Once you're settled
I
and
think
have had a
it's-
good night's sleep, come see me.
We would come with you, but I think it would be better to keep nourishing the bonds that we could make while we were here to further
All right.
stronger the bonds, basically. And if we could change Ola's mind, we might be able to change a few more minds.
It's a very good outlook. Very good. I hope you all are safe. And we'll see you soon. Eos should be on Ducky when you use the stone. Make sure she knows that, please.
We'll tell her.
As if she's getting off that horse.
He heads off into town and just starts like talking to random people. Chance? No? Right. And just keeps walking.
Don't give Slate ideas.
Yeah, you go get Lissa and Ayami. Ayami is just like...
Case in point before we go, because obviously I took some damage, so I'm just going to try to clean myself up a bit before we go so I don't look like I've been stabbed to shit.
Sure. As you're walking past, Ayami's leaning against the stairs kind of that lead up to the rooms. She's like, it's best you proceed with caution.
Why?
You'll see. And she just steps forward and walks towards Hatsu.
Hatsu, Slate, don't be too far away, please.
She's done a pregnancy test.
You should have a little bit more confidence. You just came out a victorious battle. You shouldn't be scared
That
of the
was a-
usual things.
Race threat, not a woman. They're terrifying.
You should learn to handle them.
Handle them? No, it's impossible.
Get over your mommy issues and you'll be good.
My God.
My mother's a wonderful woman. I'll just go.
That's what I'm
upstairs.
saying.
As you
I'll
head upstairs,
go.
as you head upstairs, you just hear, Dash!
Hello.
The door flies open and you just get, like, absolutely sidewinded by a slap across the face. Where the fuck did you go? You think you just walk off? You can abandon us here in this town? You don't... What, we have furniture to you? Or what is this?
We had to go and retrieve a big pile of gold and fight a big fiery race threat.
She settles down and she hears the gold. She's like, all right.
We gave it back to the bank.
It just hits you again. Just like harder than the first one.
It was worth it because they think we're good people now, and also we beat the race threat, so you didn't have to even get your hair dirty for it.
She just raises her hand again. It keeps going at you.
After like one or two, I just at that point like, okay, stop.
You just left us here like furniture. You go fight some horrid monster creature, and then you expect us to just be okay with it, and you gave back the freaking gold.
Well, they saw us go in pursuit of the gold, so there was no way we could pretend like we didn't have it if we had it.
I'm
And
sorry,
also,
the big
like,
fire monster melted all the gold.
Yeah, also Remington arrived, so you know. Look, big picture. It's fine. I mean, look,
How easy would it be
Peter
to steal back
realized
now? They wouldn't suspect us twice. We gave it back. Why would we
gotta be
then
honest,
steal it?
I thought you were the one that stole it in the first place, to be perfectly honest.
No, I wouldn't have gotten caught.
That's true. As soon as we saw Prince, I'm like, okay, it's definitely not her. You wouldn't be stupid enough to draw Prince to the stables and then away from the stables. So, a bit of an amateur job, if I must be honest. So, I mean, there was no fun in it. It was too easy. We'll pull off a bigger score back in Palperos when we get there. Don't worry.
Fine. But if you leave me behind like that again, the next time it won't be a hand, it'll be a dagger.
Fine. But yeah, I have enough money to buy you a nice fancy dagger as well when we get the chance. And then he's like,
I'd rather steal it. It means
Adriana.
more if you get it for free. you touched down on the thing. Why did you look solemnly into the air and say Adriana's name?
she stole my pouch.
Ah, yes.
I stole that gold coin from her and
She's-
then
She
gave it
must be
back to her to
livid
show
that
how
you gave
that
back
looks.
the gold. I would be, if I was her, I think I am a little bit livid too.
Just in the middle of her speech, then I'm just gonna grab her and kiss her and be like, you're cute when you're angry. Let's go.
When you say you're cute when you're angry, you feel the dagger against your ribs. It's like, that's strike two.
Dash just kind of like gives her a little wink and like,
She goes
Time to
back
go.
into the room. She grabs her little backpack, puts it over her back, and she heads out.
Eos, are you using magic? Like, how are you still beating me in Fun War? I never lose this. What are you
like-
doing?
Leaning over on Docky's back, it's like, it's really hard.
You've got to be cheating. You have to be.
No.
You've got the strongest thumb I've ever known.
You know
got
how we
the
can
biggest
determine that?
balls of the group. Do you saw what you did?
My balls aren't helping me fucking win this right now. And she's genuinely frustrated that Eos is just kicking her ass at Fun War.
I just feel like this is a good room, a good space for you guys to both just roll a quick d6 for me.
Oh, fuck.
3.
Everybody?
No, just
One.
listen. 1? Eos
Oh.
is definitely kicking the shit out of Adriana at the
Yeah.
war.
I have to ask, why D6? Is it 6 fingers?
Just 3. I don't know. I was just going to say they did 6 games to see how it went, or whatever.
Yeah. I got my ass handed to me.
There isn't a d5, right? Am I tripping?
Probably roll a D5 if you type it in.
I have no time for such games.
What you need to do, Eos, is you need to do this again with Dash. But bet for it, because he'll have no idea that you'll actually be able to beat him that badly.
Oh. Ooh.
I mean, he hasn't got any money at the moment, but like when he does have some money, then you'll be able to beat him and get his money off of him.
If it's at that point we're coming back, you just, I'm Adriana.
First,
You know
you'll
the guy's
see.
name was, what's his name? Fritz? Fudge? Phonetical? What was the man's name?
Whose name?
The bald man.
Fritz.
Without the R.
Fitz.
Oh. You're like the queen of the Thieves Guild or something. Did you ever know of his name?
You mean his real name?
Mm.
I don't think he was associated with us. I'm also not the Queen of the Thieves Guild, just so you're aware.
Oh, fix that in my journal.
It's a good point though. Do I know of this, Fitz?
I would say it doesn't even warrant a history check because you would have zero inkling of who this is.
Yeah, that's what I figured. No, I definitely don't know who he was, but sure Remington will be able to find out more than we can.
Could you imagine if he was a student?
At that, you start to see Hatsu and Ayami in the distance, and then behind them, Dash and Lissa and Slate as well.
Oh, he was just waving manically at Ayami and Lissa on the back of Ducky.
And that's
Dash
when you
just
hear,
reads it and waves back.
That's when you hear Dash just shouting, "I made you!" Like, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I have the taking down. You're gonna have to teach me how to do the opposite. Give it back.
She just holds out the purse and like drops it in his hand. The issue is if you're too busy gloating about what you've done, you miss what you haven't done.
Being humble isn't my strong suit, I'll be honest. I'll work on it. Fine.
Yes, exactly.
Dash, why do you have a purse? Do you not have a wallet? Like a real man.
It's a bit weird that you appropriate masculinity to a piece of cloth, but no.
Are you not the one wearing a suit?
Isn't your mother like a
I just
tanner
like
or
suits.
something?
She's a tailor.
Oh.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
She was never a soldier. I mean, no.
Oh?
Half expected Adriana to pour his coin pouch into the like bank vault bag or something. That's what I really thought you were doing.
I was tempted to give him back one piece of gold at a time just to drag out the... or make him like do tricks for it, like flick it up in the air so he has to like jump to get it and stuff.
Do doggy tricks. Yeah, you all regroup at the Slarts with the other Slart in tow.
So yeah, we're heading to the lake, the ice lake. Not going to go in. Literally going to go to where the lower end goes. I'm assuming that the place is watched by people that are keeping guard. So Magiana will stand up on top of the Slart and just make a few hand gestures to say, essentially, one of you come here now. And assuming that there is people watching up here, which she would be very surprised if they weren't. When they come over, she will explain that Nora and her traveling companion were injured due to a raised threat. I won't explain that we've defeated the raised threat. I will not tell them any more than it was a raised threat.
Yeah.
And tell them to get her immediate medical help.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's straightforward and easy enough. I think there's not really much to add to that. That's a very direct thing. Is there any...
Like, this wasn't her asking them. This was her telling them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Get this done.
So this is for specifically Nora, right? Or is this...
Yes,
Nora,
this
right?
is for Nora.
Right. That's
I say nothing else as I drive the new Slart with us away.
no problem.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, bye. Go, 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 go.
Just like you dumped at like the hospital entrance and just left.
Yeah. Put her in the wheelchair and left her go.
That's it.
Target man, €12 an hour, get out of here.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So you guys are heading to Broaderdeer from here, right?
But that is Broaderdeer, isn't it?
Oh, you've just done that's specifically for Broaderdeer. Perfect.
And now we're going to Wolver.
So you spend a day traveling. Is there anything that's happening? Anything else happening during that day while you guys are slarding and duckying?
For me, I'd like to, while traveling in the cart, is basically just touch the book and just find out from the book a couple of very quick things. One, when the book made contact with the creature, if it learned anything at all from the creature's memories, anything of interest of any kind, shape or form, and also ask it how it felt about being slightly burned, bearing in mind it has asked us to kill it. So I would be interested to see if it reveled in it, or if it was like, oh, actually, I don't think I want to die, or I'm not ready yet. Did you know, that type of way? So I just want to ask those two things. Did you learn anything, and how did you feel about that?
Yeah, it goes in to explain that it's a long time since it felt pain. It hasn't felt anything for a long time, so that was something. What it finds
Previously,
Go ahead.
go on.
No, go ahead.
But previously, I'd said to the book, I had put the question to the book, did they want to have like a bucket list? Did they want to do things before ES and we had agreed to kill it?
Yeah.
Before that happens, did it want to experience new experiences or relive old experiences, like a bucket list? So again, I'm kind of probing that with this. Is they're saying, I haven't felt pain in a long time. I want to sort of gain an understanding of, was that a positive or a negative thing? Because again, I'm trying to gauge, does this thing really want to die? Or again, maybe it does want to die, but maybe it wants the bucket list first, if you know what I mean. So I'm trying to figure out just a bit more depth to the feeling.
There are two
felt pain in a while, but
things that I have learned from this. One, I can feel pain, and I value that. And two, he knew you. Not the you that you are now, and not the you that you are before. The one in between. You two have crossed paths before, and I believe you shall again. One more interesting insight. His powers grew quick. He learned that he can grow them exponentially by consuming the energy from others. And if he can do that, I wonder what the others can do. I can feel the change in you. I know what you have just gone through. If you can tap into that somehow and absorb powers, I don't think there's a limit to how strong you can become, Slate. This world could be yours. And with that, you just lift your hand off the book.
greatly put the book away and keep all that information to myself. Just something to muse as we travel.
Yeah.
We've been traveling a couple of days right now.
If you're at Hartwell, it's 2 days. If you're at Bonadir, it's 1. You guys have been... It's about a day for each. Yeah. It's technically about a day and a half or 2, but you guys are using more horses and doing a lot more here, so I'm just speeding it up a little bit, yeah.
Oh, no, that's fine. It's just I wondered whether I can take some short rest to burn some hit dice.
If you've got hit die and stuff, take a short rest. You can roll your hit die. Eos, don't forget, you can also restore spell slots with hit die as well. So the way that works for you is you just don't roll any hit die directly. You'll roll like 1d8, is it for you? 1d6? 1d6, I think.
6.
Yeah, because you're sorcerer, right? Yeah, so 1d6.
Yes. All right, short rest first.
So you do your short rest. You don't roll any hit die there unless you do want to use some for HP as well. And then you just, you'll roll it in chat and just tell me what you got.
All right, here we go, kids.
I rolled the freaking maximum for my 1 hit die.
Yo, that's cool.
I got a 6.
Nice. So as I've said before, you can divert that into whatever you want. It can be, technically it could be 6 first levels, but you don't have the support for 6 first levels. But it could be 3 second levels or 2 third levels or whatever, a fourth and a second.
I'm going to
do
3 of each.
3 of, how does that work?
Well, 3 first and... Oh, so, no, because it's 2 for 2, isn't it?
2 for 2, yeah, 3 for 3, 4
good
for
maths,
4.
Good maths.
So you can do 2 first levels and 2, you can do 2, right? If you wanted to.
Yeah. 2.
She can burn people alive, but she can't do 1 + 1.
Man, you should read her backstory. It's traumatic as hell. So many kicks to the head.
And they were all ducky.
That 6th class math book just boom, boom.
The first
business.
spell that she tried was dyscalculus, and it went well.
It's calculus. Gotta hit the head with a calculator.
If you shore an abacus, oh, you're getting fireball, man.
Yeah. Good call, Ryan. For sure. Short rest is good.
Yeah.
You drop Orloff. You head off to Brotherdeer. Another day behind you. You get there quite late. Of course, there's a part of where you have to walk in. But I'll assume as a group you manage to carry in the bodies. How do you want to interact with this or deal with this part? Because it's quite heavy to just gloss over.
You mean Hartwell, right?
Hartwell, yeah. And my brain is on 1% at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, the third thing I'll do is I'll pull up the slot outside of the mead hall.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing they already know we're here. So she'll just stand next to the slot and just wait for him to come out.
Because of the way that this place is built, it's hard to get the slarts in. So you'd have to carry the bodies a ways. But yeah, you get to the meat hall and you hold the bodies. And
Hatsu would absolutely assist with that.
Yeah, we could probably make like a plinth, I guess, and shoulder, kind of like a casket type situation.
This would offer the same way that we took the bodies out of the dorm room long ago. We can use Ducky to haul the body up.
yeah, no problem.
You just walk in with that. Just on our shoulders.
Rowan is going to limp there. By now he'd be starting to wake up and he'd be kind of on his feet enough.
How's the cat?
Cat's fine. Cat's with you. Cat's good. I would never do that. Not unprompted anyway. I'm just saying there's potential. Don't piss me off, but I won't do it right now.
Cat's gonna get it.
Not you, Tano, don't worry.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, not at all. Rowan limps up with the cat in tow, and they go up together. As the door opens to the mead hall, there's like the talking subsides, and as you enter with the body in tow, the forms become werewolves very quickly, from humanoid to werewolf very quickly. There's almost a response of aggression at first, and then Rowan steps in front, and suddenly there's a sense of understanding. Wolver stands up, just this fucking behemoth, like absolutely massive. How I expect a normal person looks next to Alan Richardson. Is like the difference in scale we're talking about here. Like, he's absolutely huge. He walks down and he looks down.
I'm sorry, Wolver. We tried to save them both. Hatsu tried to save them both.
There's a silence for a moment, and then he just leans back and lets out a howl that shakes the walls themselves. And then suddenly there's a response from all of the others as a howl emerges in unison and in choir. And that goes for several moments. Wolver kneels down in front of you, Madriana, and opens up his large arms and hand to take the body from you, yourself, and I believe Hatsu, if I understand correctly. You both have him.
Yeah, and just as gently and as, but as efficiently as possible, like hand him over.
Alley-oop. He picks it up and he moves back and he places it down in the chair, almost like Eldrick was sitting there in the chair.
Hatsu would kneel down on his left knee.
Wolver kneels too.
And he would say, he fought with brave, with honor. But sometimes we quite not prepared enough to face destiny. I will always remember him.
Again, there's a long silence for a moment and just one more howl, which I would do if I had any voice left. But it is, there's one more howl that echoes through the chambers.
What I'd like to do to transition at the end of this kind of moment of silence, letting that happen, is then I want to take out my lute that plays the magical images. And what I want to do is play a sort of to fit the tone, a kind of a somber
Right.
song, but I specifically want to basically show the images of what we fought, the raised threat, and knowing that when we were here last, we spent time looking at the carvings on the wall, which tells their history, but mostly it talks about their valor and their kinship. So I want to illustrate how the two, not just the fallen, but the other returned, stood against this creature, and that the people that were in the tents flashed their faces to show that they stood against it to protect them, to protect the lands, that basically he gave his life in valor, because this is the mission he accepted so many hundreds of years ago to do, and he gave his absolutely everything to the point of that's why he's not here. And I want to sing him into the halls of valor with his own kin, if you know what I mean. That's basically what I want to do. Is just tell his story.
Wolver takes on his humanoid form, and he turns to you, and he just very low says, "Coming from you of all people, I understand how much that means, and the weight of your words and your images. Thank you. As I've said to your group before, one day you will need something of us. And while that isn't evident at the moment, and I have no way to repay you in this moment, one day you will need something, and we will answer. No questions, no delays. You have earned that from us." He picks up the body of Eldrick, and he just carries him towards the door. He stops for a moment, and the door is open if you need to stay. He opens the door and he walks through with Eldrick and disappears into the back, and the various wolves return into their human forms, and there's silence, but drinks are lifted, toasts are made, memories are spoken of, and it's a somber, sad moment for them, and the end of something for all of you as well, in multiple ways, actually. But it's a quiet time to reflect. Be that on who has fallen now, or those who have fallen before. Be it on the doors still to be opened ahead of you, and bracing for that. Dash probably has a concussion from Lissa hitting, so he could just be handling that.
Huh?
But it's a beautiful night. And although not many words are said that haven't been heard before, or that mean anything or carry any merit to you guys, it's nice to sit and reflect and be in that. Is there anything else any of you wants to do here?
Hatsu would turn to...
I'll go with Hatsu first. Sorry. Go ahead, Hatsu.
To the cat guy, I always forget his name.
Rowan?
Rowan, yeah. Are you okay?
Yes. It has been difficult, but somehow faced worse.
Would you join me for a short walk?
He looks down at his scarred legs. Yes, sure.
He would walk a little bit with him just to make sure not everybody would listen into what he would say to him.
No worries. Yeah.
And if he gets the impression they are far enough out, he would put like his right hand on his left shoulder, and he would look him deep in the eyes, and he would say, "There was a point where I had to make a decision. It was him or you. I asked for guidance and I meditated and I chose you. I think you the change that we need. I think there's so much things you will have to explore. Just don't let me regret that I chose you. Would you promise that?
A lot of emotion cross over his face. You don't even need an inside roll for this. First, guilt. Massively. Survivor's guilt is a very big deal. But also, there is an underlying sense of appreciation, but also not necessarily in a boastful or gloating way, if that makes sense. Like, there's just grateful to be alive, you know? This is somebody who lives and breathes and loves every day. Like, they really love everything about who they are and where they are and the brothers and sisters they have around them, and like, it's very important, and they're sorry for the loss of someone super important to them, but they also appreciate that weight couldn't have been easy upon you. And as they talk to you about that and explain their feeling and their stance on that, Rowan really goes into detail, and though I'm struggling to do any accent right now, let alone his, he really does go into a lot of detail about how much he thanks you for that and understands that that can't have been an easy decision, and it's such a burden to be put into your hands. He's not going to waste the opportunity that's been given, though he doesn't fully agree with the choice you made. But he understands also that Eldrick wouldn't have agreed with the choice that was made either if it was him. Nobody could ever agree with that choice. Everybody always feels like it should be them. Well, maybe not everybody, but everybody here. When it comes to these brothers and sisters that spend so much time together and building a community together, they of course don't want to be the one to get the golden ticket when someone else has to fail for it. But they understand that, like, what the cost was. He
It's
also
also on our shoulders now to progress with what we've learned in honor, but do it in a new way that is necessary to make a change.
Yes. It'll take time to feel better, but
Agreed.
I'm grateful for
But,
another day.
just that you know, if you need anything, you will always have friends at the Arcanum.
He reaches out and he shakes your hand, or offers to shake your hand. He doesn't just grab your hand, but he offers to shake your hand.
Hatsu would make like the forearm grab
Yeah.
instead of a handshake.
Lightning just strikes behind you guys. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Casting thaumaturgy for lightning.
Eos is just over there like waving a tarp and casting thaumaturgy just to get the effects.
Big sheet of metal.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that any of you wants to do before returning to the Arcanum?
Just when we're kind of all sat back together, just grab a drink and propose a toast. There's many people in this world who just live day to day. Very few have a positive impact on the world. Every one of you should be proud of what we've done these past few days.
Not giving back the gold. Don't be proud of that one.
We're gonna have to disagree on that one. But here's to all of you. Here's to those we've saved and those we couldn't. I'm very proud to be with all of you. Cheers.
I'd say if Majorana doesn't raise a toast, she doesn't say anything, she kind of just sits there. She's heard, she's been listening, but
Yeah.
she has no reaction to it.
Io silently sips her tea in acknowledgement of the toast.
Well, there's something I want to add. For the first time, I was able to let go and trust. And I'm grateful for that. I didn't felt the urge to intervene, nor was I scared that you wouldn't make it. I'm proud of you guys. Honestly.
And we're proud of you, Hatsu.
But Slate, I don't like to do that, but I'm responsible for the bag, and when we go back, I might need that diamond, because we didn't spend it on the mission.
What diamond?
Yeah. Having been similarly quite quiet, in the cart with the book, etc., and, having not played a huge part in anything that's been happening since, all the energy expenditure of the battle. It's been quite a few days. Just quietly nod, just produce the diamond and slide it across the table.
Lissa's hand goes for it.
And as Lissa tries to grab, Hatsu's hand slides underneath it, and he picks it up, puts it in the bag, and he looks over to Lissa and says, "If you need anything that your man doesn't provide, just ask for it."
God damn it.
Where's my cook chair?
What a baller play. Yeah.
Adriana, she
How to
stands
suddenly
up.
have big gold chains. Sorry.
Yeah. Big clock. Big sundial on his chest.
Big sundial made of concrete. Yeah.
I go up, I get up from the table, just say to the group, "I'll be waiting outside when you're ready to go home." But then she'll go up to Wolver, who I'm assuming at some point has come back. She won't say anything to him, she'll just nod slightly, turn and walk out, and she'll go and sit on the slat ready to go home.
Yeah.
When the time allows it, Eos will try and find a comfortable silent moment sitting next to Dash, looking down at her mug, kind of leaning towards Dash, and hopefully with an earshot of Lissa. She will say, "Before I made it to the Arcanum, humans were my greatest fear. Every step I took, every breath I breathed, it was in fear that they would see or hear me. To you, Dash, and to you, Lissa, I consider you friends. Dash, when I first saw you, I was scared of you. You bared your skin in the basking light upon the sea. It drew fear into my very being that you would attack me. The way you fought, the battles we went through, not just against Fritz or Fudge or whatever his name is, everything else, you showed your true mettle. You are a good man."
I'll give you a kiss on the cheek.
Scared?
I will lay down my life for you if I have to.
Oh,
But between
don't.
you and me, humans scare the shit out of me too.
Well, hope to meet your mom someday. I'll
Oh,
bring you
she
flowers.
loves you.
Mm.
I mean, she doesn't get to work with just, all her clients are pasty and boring. Like, you bring a lot of color. She'll enjoy that.
Do you have a stable?
No.
He doesn't have a vault. Why would he have a stable?
Yeah, Eos gets
What,
up and she
what I
walks
do
out.
have is this like big room with a locked door where Mom keeps her like clothes and stuff. But yeah, other than that, we could find room for Ducky and Palpros. Don't worry.
She turns around while she's walking away. She just grins towards you and she heads out to bask in the moonlight for a bit.
Moonlight's interesting, Eos. Because it cascades down on you like it always would. Though you know not if it should be right now or not, based on the time. But there's the faintest sound. Something deep within the resonant light itself almost humming to you. And faintly in the back of that, you just hear it. And as you hear that sound, your eyes become heavy. And they close, and once again, you stand on a ship. You feel the water. The rain crashing down. And everything plays out the same. Your responses and reactions are different. This time you know what's coming. You run. You can't make it to him before it all ends. Your eyes open again. You see the moonlight. And it just slows down. And it matches the rhythm of your heart. As you all make your way back to the Slate, one by one, you stand around it, ready to go home. Someone throws something in frustration. I don't know why.
Oh, shit, I dropped the stone.
The stuff, it just like falls down and slides down the hill. It's like shit. As you all prepare to leave,
Scooby-Doo
Eos will be on Ducky.
yes, absolutely. And as you all prepare to leave, you look over and you see the Viking funeral for Eldrick. As they all stand around a pyre that burns, Wolver looks down towards it, then across to you and solemnly nods. Are you prepared to activate the stone?
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
I've got the slot ready to run it through straight away.
Perfect. You activate the stone. A circle emerges beneath you. Light shoots up into the air, and a dome appears, which closes down. As it does, the brightness becomes overwhelming, and suddenly you're standing outside the Arcanum again. However, you're slartless. Ducky and the physical members of your party do go. Objects cannot teleport through.
Wait, so I get the two horses?
Sure.
This is bullshit.
I'm sorry. While you were talking about it, you were going back to Slart. I was like, shit. I just checked really quickly. I was like, teleportation is not objects. It's just people.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It can be objects that are held, but these are not that. Yeah.
On the body.
As the camera pans away from the beach, gets about 500 feet up, you hear the winds whistle, and then the Major just go, Remington!
And like in the other place in the forest, like as you guys leave, it's just Rowan walks over and he's like, they left their carts here. That's weird. The cat goes in and just makes a new home for itself.
Biscuits on the blankets.
Yeah. You're back at the Arcanum. Things are familiar. They're safe. The air is as it was. There are two.
Is there actually any changes?
Yeah, there are two things to note.
Oh.
The first, as you visit the grave of Westland, it has overgrown in time. It's cold, but familiar. It's been undisturbed. But the flowers that are growing here are unfamiliar. None of you, including those who grew up in Arboris, can recognize what these plants are. They're almost rainbow in hue, and the color is just stunning. And as you make your way back, you bring Ducky to her stable, tuck her in for the night, and as you all go back to the room, you're winding down, backpacks down, boots off, whatever it takes to get comfort. And as you go into your respective rooms, you notice something is out of sorts and something is different. First of all, Dash, your room is accompanying a new member, which I don't know that it did before. So, as Lissa comes with you, your room is adjusted accordingly to accommodate such an extra presence. And
Can I confirm something?
yeah, go ahead.
This is the tree, right? Because they all moved into the tree just before we went off.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, this can be... Everybody's in the tree?
Eos has a tower.
Eos is in the tower, okay. So I'll say that the next part is what Eos notices, and the first thing is what the rest of you notice then, because Dash, you'd still have more space if it's part of that magical essence anyway. Eos, you go up, and usually it's just one room now for yourself. There's a second door to the right. Someone has moved in. But Eos probably should get some sleep first before you find out what's happening there.
She's going straight into that onsen, man. She's just straight in.
There's a moment of hesitation as you want to knock on the door, and then you're like, tomorrow. And you head up the stairs of your tower, the very fucking many stairs of your tower, until you're outside looking at the moon. You listen for the ticking sound, but it is not present.
Oh, good.
As you all wind down, doing the various things that you always did, that's where we'll pick up next week.
Can I add one little tiny thing?
Go ahead.
One little tiny thing? Just before Amadriana would go to bed, she would hear a familiar sound, because Hatsu assumes she's gonna sit at a window and watch out and whatnot. She always does. So she would hear the sound of
already.
And she would see Hatsu trying to walk the tree again. But on the very last time that he tries, he would jump higher as he ever has, would do a backflip, and would almost like a chipmunk that would or a cat, he would kind of almost sail down slower than usual, and she would hear, "I got it, I got it," and he would hit the ground very gently like a feather and run off the woods.
As Hatsu scurries away into the sunset, we will call our session there. I would encourage you as a party to discuss the next chapter as we bring this one to a close. And I would remind you to take probably some downtime and please recover some hit points and get some sleep and just take some time to chill before you venture out. But have something in mind and have something prepared, because you never know what the next available options are. And as a party, it's good to have these discussions prepared of the things that you individually and as a group would like to do. Because some of you have things in mind, I know from talking to you, and some of you are open to just whatever comes next, and that's okay. But it's definitely something that would be advised to discuss as a party, as a group, and be ready, because this was a long journey, but certainly not the last. This was your first. There are many more to come. As promised, there were two things I was going to unveil today. The first, of course, was the essence, and the fact that race threats will drop those, and you'll be able to use them when the time is right. The The second is that as a reward for this, Remington will be offering you something very specific. In a location of your choosing, you are going to get, as a group, a bastion. A bastion is a hideout, a base that you can build your own way, that can open up many avenues, including making money, having people that work with you, opening up to having more of a group. Bastion is something we introduced in the 2024 books to our campaign, and usually they come at level 5, but I'm opening that door a little bit early so that we can start the progress of building your bastion, so that when you do hit level 5, you'll be able to do it. Remington is going to offer it to you, and he's going to ask you where you would like it. It can be here, it can be in any of the major towns, it can be in its own place, allocated away from any town. It can be in any of the 4 Isles. It just can't be in any of the places, like you can't put it in the crisis response unit headquarters or something like that. There are certain contingencies that make sense. That wouldn't make sense, or I should say. So like, use your best logic there. But have a discussion as a group this week about that too. Because when you go to meet Remington next week, that is what he's going to bring to you. And I wanted to give you guys time to decide how that works. Because predominantly for the rest of the campaign, that will be where you operate from when you're done with the school. It'll be something that you'll have access to before that point, so you can set it up and you can have your own place and do your own things, but accordingly, I wanted you to be prepared. I will link you to what bastions are so that you can make the decisions, and I encourage the viewers to check them out because they are very cool, but we will be discussing it in length anyway. Until then, though, I hope you boys enjoy your week. Twitch, thank you for joining us. We will be back next week, hopefully healthier, with more voices ready to go. I'm just going to drink nothing but soup, and we'll get through this. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope everything was great. Well done to the boys on the combat, and thank you so much, Twitch chat. You guys were pumping today. Appreciate it. We love you very much. We will be back with Beyond the Isles in a minute, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We'll have a discussion
to
and see who's here and everything as well. But we should be back in a few minutes on Twitch. Those of you watching on YouTube, thank you for joining us. Those for listening on the podcast, thank you so much for joining us. We do love you, contrary to popular belief. Thank you so much. Until next week. Bye.